What is happening? And welcome to your Thursday Night Delight. I, of course, am one of your hosts around here, Sean the Right Way. And joining me, as always, looks like he's finally given up on the Browns 2023 NFL season. We're talking about Brent from Brent's Bricks.
We'll be back, baby. We'll be back.
And joining us tonight, a very, very special guest. He's our ringer for the main event topic this evening. We're talking about the busiest man on the planet, especially this time of year. He took his time. He wanted to relax his mind from the financial world. We're talking about that Lego CPA. And tonight, we've got a major update for you guys for our next absolute key tour. Brent, it's bigger than a heater. It's a key tour. Collaboration with Brick Shelf Cases. I'm going to drop some knowledge on you guys. We're going to talk about leaks, rumors, all other fun stuff in Bionicle because we are a couple of brickheads.
Yeah.
Give me one, CPA. Come on.
Yeah.
Feels good. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just getting warmed up. Just getting warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
It is a couple of brickheads coming to you live as live can be, February 22nd, 2024. Apologize, guys. I'm not at the setup, so if my audio is not up to the usual standard or video for that matter, I apologize. But, I mean, Brent's looking crisp. CPA is just like the crispest man in the building over there. Look at him. Crispy cream.
I kind of upgraded some of my equipment in the last couple of weeks. So.
I know. Why don't you host and I'll just be the guy who calls in carelessly and was like, I'm on a mobile phone, man.
Sean's got that big guest energy over there.
Yeah, I'm
happy to be here.
I'm the biggest stickler for that. So I'm like, this whole pre-show, all we talked about was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna not sound right. So hopefully you guys bear with us and it sounds halfway decent. Let me know, guys, if you guys want me to level up, level down. Does it sound okay given the situation? We'll rely on you guys, the Girth Gang. Let us know. But yeah, big week coming up, guys. We're just about set. We're 7 days out from February 29th. And don't forget, it's a short month. And so the next ACOB show is going to be on March 1st Eve, boys.
Crazy.
I mean, what a treat. I'm sorry, but like if I was in another person's shoes and I enjoyed watching the show, it would be so cool to like kill 2 hours or whatever doing this. And now,
right.
You go and get in the queue for the March 1st madness. That's pretty cool. It helps you pass the time. And you guys already know next week's show is going to be all about March 1st. We're going to be breaking down the sets, what we're buying. Are there any FPJs, D1Bs? Shout out to Tyler, the king of the D1B. People have been asking us questions. He's just taking a break. I assure you guys everything's cool. I don't know if he even wants me sharing that much, but I know people are just asking, like, what's the word? He's cool. He'll be back. He's just chilling. That being said, next week, big show. Mega show, Brent, for several reasons. Number one, Ryan from M&R Productions is going to join us on the broadcast. It's always a good time when Ryan's here, breaking down the March 1st madness. A lot of Star Wars things happening. If you guys haven't already, and I'm sure you have, make sure you check out. He's already got reviews on all the new sets through his ways of getting them. But he's going to be on breaking that down. But Brent, there's a more important reason that Ryan's coming by next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we
Should
we let the Girth Gang in on just a little nug about what's going on?
Do you want to drop the nug this early?
I mean, I'm thinking we should drop the nug this early. We'll let the guest, the CPA. Should we nug them now or should we nug them later? What do you want to do?
I think we got to wait just a little bit, unless this is
all
just
right,
a
all right.
warm up. Is this a warm up to a bigger surprise? Like,
I mean, Ryan Cummins always, that's a
Yeah.
that's a huge announcement, right? At every time. So, but
Yeah, how about we?
they're saying drop it like it's hot. Maybe we tease the
I
nug,
mean,
guys. All right, look, I'll tell you what
maybe
it's
we
about.
get to a certain number of likes before
I
we
like
drop
Yeah,
the
we
that.
should
I
get
like
to
that.
let's get to 100 likes. I think something like that
Let me
would
see
be good.
where we're
we're
at
at.
here.
Where are we at?
28.
28.
Oh,
There's
yeah, you guys
78
gotta
in
pick
there.
it
If
up a notch.
everybody,
If you guys
we
maybe
would be
50,
22
likes?
away if everybody in here now hit it.
Yeah,
So
if you
let's see
guys
what the
want,
gang's saying.
if you guys want nugs, you're gonna have to get that like up there.
Yeah, if you guys want the nugs, I mean, look, all I would need is hot mustard and the sweet and sour. You know what I mean?
Speaking
Brett,
of
yeah, go ahead.
hitting the like button, we never do this. Sean and I always talk about how we're so bad at the YouTube. Be like, make sure you guys hit the like button
Here,
and hit
I'll
that
put a thing up right
notification
now.
bell. But and I don't know if this works for streams or on replay, but if we say to hit the subscribe button, I think the subscribe button like illuminates or something. I don't know if it's gonna work for this though. It works for normal videos though. So if you say, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, it'll highlight it. And if you say to hit the like button will do a little animation thing. I don't know if it'll work for this though.
We'll have to test it. Hey, it'll be exciting.
There's the test. We'll see if it works on a replay. Speaking
Babu
of replay,
Brick, hot mustard is underrated. I agree. A lot of people don't even know about the hot mustard.
hot mustard at McDonald's.
Yep, here we go, Matt. Oh, honey mussy on nugs is elite. All right,
A little honey mussy, little
I
honey
like
muss.
that, honey mussy. Everybody wants a nug drop. All right, look, I'll give you a taste of the taste right now. It's kind of messed up. Basically, it's one of the things I complain about most, Brent. It's like I'm going to give them one wing, and you know what that does.
Oh,
it makes
one
them
wing
want
is
more
like
wings,
2
right?
chips.
You ever do that, CPA? You get somebody hands you like one wing. This is enough to piss you off, right? But
yeah, you can't.
It makes you want more wings, though.
Right. Oh yeah.
So,
but
all right.
like I said before, we drop
reveal.
this.
Here's what we'll reveal right now. Look,
Okay.
I think everybody knows what's up. Brick shell cases. Look, they invested in ACOB. They believed in ACOB.
They believed in the Girth Gang.
They believed in you more than anything. They believed in you. When I talked to them about putting something together, I said, my guys will show up, and they did. The gang represented hard.
Yeah. Honestly, that's like the coolest. Like,
it's the coolest thing we've
always
ever
great.
done. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, like it's always cool when guests come by, like Hive, and Hive will just mention how much he just is blown away by the interaction with you guys, the funny stuff, the informational stuff that you guys will drop in the chat for us. So, I mean, you guys have been, for a small channel like us, just slightly south of 3,000 subs, been doing this for a couple years. I mean, you guys are awesome. The amount of you guys that show up for the size of our channel is awesome, and we can't appreciate you guys enough. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you guys know.
Gotta show that love to you guys.
Yeah. You show that nug too. A lot of people call it nug. Show that nug. Love's one thing, but people want nugs, and I understand that. Killing me. Elite girthiness happens here. That's right. Ostef in here, watching ACOB and watching trains 6 tonight so far. Shout out to Ostef, always out there. He's a train watcher. It's something he does as a hobby with his brother. And
yeah, I got a buddy that's
don't mind me sharing that, Ostef, but that's a cool thing that you do with your brother. Okay, so the nug of the nug is we're doing a collab with Brick Shell Cases, and it's going to drop right here on a couple of brickheads next week. It'll be on sale. They are being made and finalized right now. They are in production. So I'm not going to do this thing where we tease it and say, okay, here's the thing, but you can't even see it or order it for a month. That's why I've been kind of tight-lipped about it. Later on in the show, we will show you an image, a little nug. I'm not showing the whole thing yet. You guys will just have to stay tuned for that. We'll do some more teasers on socials leading up to next week's broadcast. Next week, though, you'll get the full view of it. You'll know exactly when it goes on sale. In fact, I can give that to you right now. It's going to go on sale at 11 p.m. Eastern time, so 1 hour prior to the March 1st release. And why is that important? Why would we want this next case to go out just before March 1st, CPA.
Is there? I'm imagine there's something that we can buy
I
on
think
March 1st
it's a coincidence, though,
that might
right?
go along with that. Would be my
Yeah,
guess.
I mean,
Gotta
it would
be
make
some kind of.
sense, but you guys will have to stay tuned for that. I'll give you guys some more juice tonight, but let's let it marinate. Yeah,
That's what you get for now, you know.
But yes, guys, you guys make your predictions there. I'm seeing people saying MIDI scale cases, Stitch case, Animal Crossing case. Eli says for the anniversary figs. Will it get delayed due to severe weather conditions? No. If you're looking at the screen here, this is supposed to be our wallpaper tonight. This is for CPA because this is the home planet of Makatapa or whatever his name is.
Montanui, is that the one?
Matanui. Yeah. All this stuff sounds like. Is there a lot of Hawaiian influence, by the way?
Yeah, so it's a lot of Polynesian.
Got it. Because
Southeastern Islander influence.
Because it was crunching, doing some Cliff's Notes, getting ready for everything, and I'm like, this feels like every character from Moana. What is going on here? Like Matanui, I feel like they say that in Moana.
I think it means great spirit would be my guess.
Well, then that probably makes sense. Okay.
If I had to guess.
Tantive hallway case, 5s case. Loving the guesses. Let's keep it going. Price range. I'll give you this for right now. It will cost less than the box of Bois.
Ooh.
So
something a little bit more towards the target toss.
Everybody's going to be able to figure out, like there's a couple of ways to go about this, right? You could do something, and we love girth around here, but you guys have seen the stuff that Brickshell puts out. He's got some cases that are up there, and I didn't want to, and maybe one day, sure, but we wanted to get something that's very approachable. We know everybody's going to have their hands full on March 1st already, so we carefully considered everything, but
Allstiff's got a great question in there.
Oh,
KO. We see you. We'll come back to that.
Real quick. King, all hail the king, the first ever channel member with the $4.99. Who dare wake up the king night before the largest brick show in the UK? We apologize, Your Highness. It was just there's too much heat. We'll try to turn it. You tell us what heat level you'd like while you sleep tonight. Okay. Ostiff's bricks, limited number printing. Yes, there will be limited number printing, and that is all I'm going to give you right now.
Oh snap!
Someone said, "Who's buying 66?
Who's buying 66? We don't know. Maybe the same guy that has the other one."
Harry Potter hat display.
Sports Center update. There was another case out there that was just recently opened. By none other than M&R Productions. And I said, I swear to God. He goes, you know what? I haven't even opened it yet. And I'm like, what? He's like, I'll do it this weekend. And he did it. And I go, please tell me. I didn't know what I was rooting for. I kind of wanted the thing to be over. And but then I was like, well, you can't have it because then people will say you rigged it for your friend or whatever. He did not get 66. It was like rando 40 something or whatever. You know what I mean? It was an inconsequential number, but I was like, oh my God, we finally solved the mystery. But nope, we don't know. So hopefully somebody, whatever numbers you get, you guys will report them here on the show and we'll have fun with that. CPA can crunch the numbers. We still don't have
missing 45. I'm missing a total of 45 original box of Bois, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's funny. So guys, more to come on that. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek, an actual leaked image, if you will, and it won't be super blurry. How about that? Let's see. Other things to cover. We are going to have some Brick World updates very, very soon for everybody that is interested in going to Brick World Chicago 2024. A lot of behind the scenes work on that stuff going on. Man, it's like, how do you make the Super Bowl even bigger? We're damn sure trying. We're going to really try. Like, I think it's great as it is, but we're like, what's that little extra we can put in there for everybody? And so,
well, it got a lot more interesting last week.
Yeah, we'll have Brick World Mark on in the next couple weeks, I think, just to provide an update. And then we'll probably have him on again, like as we get closer to the date with like final updates. But it'd be good to check in with Mark. He's very very stoked right now because Animal Crossing is coming out. How many of you guys in the Girth Gang are excited about Animal Crossing? I think this is going to bring some new blood to the yard. It's going to be interesting. They might be creating some. It's going to be one of those moments where Lego is creating lifelong new fans. You hook them in, young or old, with this one, right? And then it's like, well, what do they do next? And I think we're all hoping, a lot of us are, that Zelda's the next. If it's just a straight Nintendo freak, I think Zelda would be, if they can get that out, I don't know, within a year less of Animal Crossing while they have their attention, I think that would be sheesh. Somebody asked a question I wanted to answer.
Also, shout out to last week's episode, because if we want to talk about Brick World getting more hyped for this year than it was for the last couple, some pretty big breaking news last week.
Somebody had a really heater comment. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh man,
why hasn't Falcon leaked this case? I don't know.
I mean, that's funny too, but yeah,
it's a good question.
Yeah, why is doing that?
Maybe we haven't told him to leak it yet. Maybe it'll be leaked.
I wanted to also follow up real quick on the breaking news. CPA, you were watching at home. Maybe you were there live, right? Yeah,
I was watching. Yep.
Just walk me through the emotion. You got Duck on here. Ryan calls that describe what you saw, please, because we had to live it. It was
No, so I was surprised. I was working, but I had it up on the TV and everything, so I was still following along what was going on. And honestly, it all happened so fast. Like, Duck is doing his thing, talking about this and that. Awesome hearing his experience, and then Ryan shows up. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a fun little, like, they say hey, the other guy says hey, say, oh yeah, we just hung out at the Atlanta Lego convention, and nice to see you. But then all of a sudden, like, seemingly beef comes out of nowhere, which I don't know about that, but man. And then all of a sudden,
it was weird.
Ryan just says,
for a second, CPA. It was weird, right? Because it was kind of jokey, but we've got people like dissecting it, and Brent, like the line of the century, says like there might be. What did you say, Brent? I'm going to try to see if I can get the clip up.
I think I said like there might be like layers to this beef that we don't that we haven't seen yet. There's some uncovered beef, uncooked beef. I don't know. But yeah, like, I mean, came out of nowhere. I thought they were cool. I mean, I don't think they're gonna fight each other, but there's some. What's funny is like Sean brings that up and is like, he's like, I don't think there's any physical beef. I don't think these guys are gonna fight. And Duck's like, I don't care. I'll take him if I have to.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part.
Bro, Duck's confidence level is so high. It's like, has he done this before? Has he like rap battled somebody?
Dude, I feel like he would learn it. And he would be good at it. I feel
honestly,
like
probably, because I mean, he's probably just still fired up after winning Lego Masters. So like, I mean, he's like, what's a rap battle to a TV show competition? Which honestly, now that the fact that Ryan was just like rap battle at Brick World is kind of crazy, because it brings it to that next level. I mean, because anybody can do something like that with like a few people watching, like, like schoolyard type shit with like your friends are around or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
This is gonna, like, dude, this is gonna draw a crowd. Like,
better.
This is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like we're gonna have to put like some nice wireless mics on these boys, because like the crowd is gonna. Like, just a normal like iPhone camera angle will not do it justice.
I can bring some of these and we can.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I've got 2 of them.
Whatever we got to do, but I just want the whole Lego community to be able to see this go down, because I think it's going to be a really, really fun element of Brick World this year. So. And just happy that, I'm happy that stone was unturned, right here on a couple of brickheads. A lot of people were bringing up like this is like the Brent and Brixie beef 2.0. And it's like, I think it's a little different. than that.
Yeah.
You know, that the Brixie one was like obviously a joke, but like kind of not really, mostly a joke. Like the Brixie thing was like 95% a joke. But who knows what's really going on with these guys wanting to spit some flows at each other. It's gonna be
I'm gonna have
wild.
an old man. I'm gonna have an old man moment, but I believe we should be able to kind of run back the footage. I want people to kind of like break this down a little bit.
Why are you having an old man moment?
Because I'm sitting here trying to load the video file to StreamYard, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Couldn't I just play it through our...
Yeah.
I could do the screen share.
Yeah.
So let me get
Sean
that
doesn't have his
here.
usual setup, guys. Usually
I
he's
don't,
crispy.
guys.
Usually he's
I'm
crispy.
on the road. But yeah, I'm gonna play this back. Let me know if you guys hear the audio level.
We have someone just pop
You good?
in. This is it. Wow. Welcome to the show.
Get out! No,
our production.
what's he doing here?
This
is my show.
The door is always open. I don't.
The doors. I was just sent this link and told to join. I
Right,
realized
the
you're gonna have Duck in here. What the heck?
I mean, like that was a little weird. I drop him the link. I'm like I said, door's always open if he ever wants to pop in, you know. So
Yeah.
Oh, and what we didn't talk about, I kind of try to allude to it in here, but there was this little bit of back and forth on Instagram. If anybody saw that too, but all right, I'll try not to. I'll let us.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Well, we got you didn't see the show advertised? We're blasting everywhere. New King of Lego, YouTube, all that stuff.
No, I've just been playing games all day.
Oh, okay. That's how he does it, folks. I'm all dressed up for the occasion, Ryan. I don't know.
Yeah, not all of us have a jacket to wear to everything we go to.
So, with that one,
versatile.
I look like an idiot because I say I thought he was talking about me, and then watching it back, I'm like, oh yeah, Duck Bricks always wears a jacket. So I say,
you thought he was jabbing you.
Yeah, and so I say, yeah, because this is the first time I've ever worn a jacket on the show ever. But then I say,
I have two jackets, but thanks. Yeah.
That was a shot at.
So wow. So yeah, are you're familiar with Duck and Duck's work and all that stuff? What do you think about him?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Oh man! All right. We're getting into it.
Whoa. Well, I mean, like, look,
Is there some unburied beef or something?
Well, I don't know. Something weird's happening because not to be the duck in the room here, but if you guys saw the I don't know what's happened there.
It's going dark.
He's been in dark mode. Okay, there he is. Ryan, there was.
You see that face he was making when he came back too? He looked like
he didn't seem
he's
happy.
going back and forth between. It's like sometimes when you're mad, you're smiling, but then I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think they're both going through that a little bit.
Yeah, it's weird.
It was
weird to have
there was some weird stuff going on the high.
Go ahead, Brent. Sorry.
I was just saying. I mean, anytime I've been in confrontations with people where it's like there's nobody watching, but like when there's like 100 odd people watching, it makes things a little. It's kind of hard to like beef with someone like in front of a bunch of people.
That makes sense. Yeah, private beef is different than.
So I think they were kind of like yeah.
Right.
Hype posts for the show tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I looks like you took exception to this Kings that it was just a theme of the show. I mean, Duck,
What's this has been doing on the stream? Get this old geezer out.
Whoa!
All right then, fine. I will get out of here.
You see this?
I
This is a clone without helmet holes, and I'm gonna give him one right
Whoa!
now. Pull the trigger.
Whoa!
Damn it, I'll pull the trigger right now. We're gonna put a helmet hole in him. No helmet holes, and he's about to get one. Get out of here.
I challenge you to a rap battle of Brick World.
Oh, a rap battle? What?
Whoa,
Wait a minute. Whoa. This escalated too quickly. I can't tell. Like,
Dude, it was wild. So, if you guys want to see all of it again, go. I know everyone watching tonight's probably seen it once or twice already, so I don't want to belabor the point. But just a interesting piece of business right there. So,
Dude,
don't
someone
worry,
was in our
you will-
comments like, I didn't have a rap battle between Duck Bricks and M&R in my Brick World
Bingo
Uno card.
card,
Or
Yeah.
Uno, you know what I mean.
Morning, digital fanboy. I assume you're watching from somewhere else that's ahead of us in time. That would be
Good morning here. Good morning to you too.
Brent does know his beefs. Duck is going to cook. Ryan's going to have roast duck dinner. This is what's great about it. We're going to create. There's going to be this division here. People pulling for everybody. Extra bricks.
We need to do like a weigh-in like face off.
Oh yeah,
stream
tail of the
thing.
tape, the whole thing.
Well, we could do it at Brick World, like with them both.
I've never seen a weigh-in for a rap battle, but I'm not saying I wouldn't try to promote something like that.
I mean, that's just me spitballing here.
No, I know.
Sean's
I think
the
it's great.
wrestler fan, you know.
No, listen. Anytime you can tie any sort of that stuff into it to elevate it, I'm in. I love it.
Right.
I think it's great. But yeah, Brent, we could do tail of the tape. It's like Lego Master champion, hater of the whole. You know, like we could have little.
Well, I think he's a little more than a hater of the whole.
I know he's more than that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just
right
throwing things out.
Yeah.
I wonder what tastes different between roast duck and Peking duck. I've had neither. I've never been tempted by this. I hear it's good. I've never had. They both got to put up something to lose. I think they're putting up plenty.
Their reputations are on the line. 100%.
That's a fat L, man. That is a fat L.
In front of all those people.
When two nobodies battle, like that guy's feeling bad, right? But these are like two public people. Like I think enough is on the line as is. But I do like this Brick Jedi. I think it could be interesting. Like I don't know if it's monetary or if it's a set or I mean if we could add some extra juice. I'm always game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could put some on the line, but I feel like
Brick Fanatic, what's happening?
The state of what's going on that's enough on the line.
Currently up at 2:35. Going to listen while I travel to the airport to go to a Lego convention this weekend. Which convention are you going to?
Yeah, let us know.
Winner gets mom's spaghetti. I love that idea.
Winner gets
CPA had to step away for a second, but all right. Normally, this is where we would do. Let's get everybody welcome into the show, Brent. A half hour into it,
and then we'll get into
Falcon's Nest, which Falcon has been taking a break also. So we're going to probably do Brent's favorite, Brick Clicker, and then we will get into our Bionicle main event here. But let's get the Girth Gang welcomed. I will be playing the alternate music this evening because I'm not at my computer. I apologize.
Ooh, we're gonna get feeding the ducks.
I don't know. You want to do that or the go hard one? I feel like we need the energy.
What? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. In preparation for Brick World Chicago 2024.
Let's start off with these supers, Brent. Let's hit all this real quick.
Oh, supers. Yeah. We got a new channel member. Oh, sorry. New channel member in the house.
It's a renewal, but yeah.
Oh, a renewal. I see. Well, shout out to Anthony, a new member coming through before the show even started in the pre-play game. And just a minute, actually, technically this was still pre-play game, but Asif coming through with that 501 and reminding us only 111 days until Brick World Chicago. Happy Turds Day, boys. Best night of the week. Hey, man. We're just here to have fun, just like you guys are, but we appreciate it, man. We're happy that we're some people's favorite night of the week, you know what I mean? Awesome coming through again with that 212. Always dropping those super chats and Clone Legion numbers. Watching ACOB tonight. Oh, yeah, we addressed this one earlier. Shout out to Train watching. I think we already covered KU earlier, or KO. A true OG. Let's go back, swinging over to the regular chat here. Let's see. We got MK and Brick in the house. Tiger Builds, channel member. Let's make sure oh yeah, okay, I'm all the way back. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. And Fabu Brick in the house. What's good? Old Broken Bricks. What's going on? Moments of the Magic. Another channel member. Special shout out. Brick Jedi letting us know that at one point we hit 69 likes. Nice. Papa
Maybe that's
Rex.
cool.
Papa Rex, what's good? Channel member, special shout out. Cooper, always great to see Cooper. He's just out there winning every giveaway that happens. The luckiest man in the Lego community. We got Stud Leg coming through. Clever Pig. Heater Strike inbound. Extra Bricks, what's good? True Squadron. What a beautiful chat. You guys are just looking fantastic. We got Brick Lover Brad in the house. What's up, lover? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Let's scroll back up some of these more recent chats. Sorry, that was way back. I think I saw Brick Hive out there somewhere. I don't know where his comment went, but shout out to Brick Hive, as always. Just bricking around, another channel member. Special shout out. Papa Trip, channel member in the house. I think that's just about everybody for the most part. Hoarder66, absolute legend. Gotta shout him out every single time. Bearded Bricks, what's good? Didn't know he was a channel member. What up, what up, what up? Steve,
and as always, guys, you know the rules. If you didn't get shouted out during the gang roll call, make a heater comment. It gets pulled up. You know what I mean?
Let's address this comment from Hive real quick. I feel like Ryan has more of a Biggie style, while Duck has more of a Tupac style.
Where are you getting that from? I love it.
I don't know.
Where is that coming?
I guess East and West Coast.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. If either one of those guys approaches any of those other guys in terms of ability, I will be ecstatic. So,
land versus non-land.
Land versus non-land. Yeah, I mean, again, this tale of the tape. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So,
listen, brick by brick together. Seam State. Listen, dude. If we were smart enough to stage something like this, then I mean,
probably would have happened a while ago.
Oh, dude. We would have done that, dude. If we were staging beefs, the Brixie beef would have been way crazier, like way crazier. The Brixie thing was different though, because it was like half joke, half not. Sort of like.
I will say this. I will say this, and I said it last week, and this is dead honest truth. These are two of the most competitive people I have ever met, with drives that are incredible. I know you guys like. You guys see what they do. You see how many videos. You see Duck running around. You see Ryan doing this, that, and the other thing. Very high work rates. Neither one of these guys wants to lose. I assure you of that.
Definitely not.
So like,
definitely,
and it is so out there that it's like we're still confused by it. If I was to drum it up, I would be like, I don't know what I would come up with something, but like rapping, it's yeah. Like, I would have gotten to it eventually. It would have been 15th on the list of ideas.
I mean, maybe. I guess when you think about like a big question to me was like, where did Ryan even get this from? And then Duck was so confident about it. But I guess like, I mean, what are they going to do? Like box? Like they're not going to box at Brick World. And like doing a build off would be too like, I mean, he was already on Lego. Duck was already on Lego Masters, and like. I don't know. I think it is kind of the perfect thing. Like you could say like, oh, they could do some kind of sport, but people are good at different sports. So, but universally,
like how you said sport.
Well, I know Ryan plays basketball, but I don't know. Like I feel like Duck would be good at like a super like Duck's probably like really good at like fencing and like pole vaulting or like Duck's probably good at like some random sports. You know what I mean? Like he's probably like a fencer and like. He's like pole vaulting and like doing like track and field and stuff. No diss against any of those sports. I'd love to be like good at fencing. So no shade there. But Ryan plays Call of Duty like every day.
Yeah.
He has to be the master at talking shit at this point. I mean, that's a fair point.
Well, I feel like that was a diss, not really a diss, but just something you said in elementary school or middle school, was like challenging someone to a rap battle. So I feel like it was just he was going for that. And hey, here we are.
Hey, I mean, we'll see. It's hard to tell, like, because it's crazy because like Duck has all this confidence, but is Duck just throwing up all this confidence as kind of like, to make Ryan nervous, because Ryan's the one that called it out, and he did like he named like what the challenge was and the place,
the time, yeah.
So yeah, Man, I just think the setup of like the oohs and ahs. Sean loves that type of shit, man. The oohs and ahs and reactions from the crowd when something like this is gonna pop off is insane. Like that, I can't wait for. We gotta have like we almost have to treat it like a hockey game or something like that, or like a sporting event where like the home team's like wearing white and like the visiting team is whatever. There'll be sides, I'm sure. It'll be pretty even. Ooh.
Oh no,
bro.
There will be. That's a very, very rough, early concept, but yeah, like this thing is just going to continue to snowball into. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked about this. It's unbelievable.
It's always best when it goes this way, just like a random occurrence, and then it blows up into something huge. It's always the best when it happens that way.
Yep.
Dark Ryan will win.
I agree. So shout out to Falcon, but for tonight, we are going to swing it over to Brent's probably second favorite leaker. I think that's
yeah. I'd say so.
Okay, it's gone now. I know what happened. Hang on.
Second favorite leaker, first favorite person to impression? Question mark? In person?
Maybe. God, that beautiful island.
I don't think we got into this last week. Brent, introduce it as Brick Clicker. Here we go.
Hello guys, Brick Clicker here, and today we're just touching base. I know a lot of you guys probably been over this before, but the leak is that the May 4th promo is going to be a droid carrier, battle droid carrier with 262 pieces. It's going to include 6 to 8 battle droids, GWP for May 1st. Now, I don't know about you, this gets me excited, but honestly, I just want to see some fucking minifigures.
And good job.
I went a little Australian there at the end.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to keep it in there in one tone. But Brent, you did the intro. You lead it off.
Yeah.
I want your thoughts, good, bad, and ugly on this thing.
Man, so I like it, but I don't know why this is a GWP. This should flat out 1,000,000% be a set. It should be a set because you should be able to go and buy like 4 of these and set up your army mock or whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Like this is cool. I like what it is. I don't like it as a GWP whatsoever. I feel like GWPs shouldn't be an army building thing. This is an army building set. This is a box of droids, essentially. Like this is a freaking a case of clankers, box of droids, whatever you want to say. But like, and sure, maybe a couple of those droids will be exclusive to somehow. But if they're just 8 plain droids, I'm really gonna be salty that this wasn't just a set. Because if you're gonna give me a GWP, like, come on, like we were on a good track with Aunt Brew. I know some people, didn't give a flying shit that it was like, oh, whatever, it's a minifigure, but it's Aunt Brew. Like, give me a Sith Lord or something like that. Give me something cool. Sure. But Aunt Brew is still cooler than this. Human Jabba would be cooler than this.
Oh, dude, shout out to HJ, man. Yeah.
Shout out to HJ. Shout out to Human Jabba.
Those HJs in the Girth gang out there, man. We love HJ.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think about this, because I mean, I'm happy. I love the Phantom Menace. Like, I love the prequel era stuff. I grew up on it, but I do not like this as a GWP.
Well, Brad, do we have some news for you? Wanting a patch?
There will be a patch.
I'm pretty sure that's the next slide, is it not?
Oh, is it? Okay.
There will be a patch. Let's close out this CPA. I want your full thoughts, good, bad, and the ugly on this.
I mean, it's just meh. It's mid. It's nothing, in my opinion, based on seeing this information here. It's nothing to write home about. Nothing to make me want to go buy all those sets at full price to get this thing. I mean, unless they really impress us with some, maybe a Geonosian sand red droid doesn't make sense for this set, but maybe they do something cool like that. I don't see that happening, but I mean, they got to do something to make this worth it, or else we're going to see a bunch on eBay for $20 or $30.
I need you guys to be honest. Would you rather have this or an HJ patch?
Oh, dude, you know the gang wants an HJ patch. I'd rather have an HJ.
No, I get it. I do everything. It's all the above, right? I'm mixed in the sense that it's better than patches. Oh, here's a good question. I feel like Baru is better, but is this better than Death Star 2 mini build? What do you think?
I think it's a little better than that because this is at least
A set
usable. Like I said, I'd like this, but it's like, why on earth is this not an armyable set that you can buy? Because it's like we need more separatist vehicles. We have, I mean, look at all the clone vehicles and everything we're getting now. I mean, we have multiple different gunships. We have ATTs. We have Republic fighter tanks. Like we needed something like this, but as a GWP, so everybody can get one of them. Like I feel like I'm on a Hive stream right now. I'm kind of Hive kind of did go off on this thing already.
Rant.
But honest, like I don't want to completely shit on this. I'm pretty sure Hive like didn't give two fucks about this at all. But like I care about it. I like it. Yes, Stud Lake. That's exactly where my head's.
I mean,
at.
is it
It's
just
a
going to
good
be a
set, bad GWP?
beefed up version of this thing from what 2008?
I mean, I'm probably gonna be. The build's probably gonna be pretty cool. Like, but it just needs to be a set.
Ass. Oh my
It
goodness!
needs to be a set. It needs to be a set, just like Kenobi should have been a show, or Kenobi should have been a movie.
I can't help but think like they have to know that they're jerking everybody around with this. They just have to, because it's like they did Baru, and unfortunately, everyone was too, I don't know what, to just appreciate it and accept it and like it, because it was like 50-50, right? Would you say, CPA, the sentiment on that one?
Oh yeah,
right?
And it was
50%
because
people thought it rocked, 50% of people bit. I'm sitting there going like, hey guys, even if this isn't your jam, and I get you're not an OT head, I'd rather have that than not. I mean, look at that. Look at her. She's so hot. Look at her. And then, let's remind everyone, bro. Let me pull us up the whoops. Let me pull up the glory. Here, bring her up again. Can you look at that rack? Unbelievable. But then, people complain about it. So then they're like, okay, well, next year let's do the Death Star. And I know that had to do with Return of the Jedi, maybe. But somebody nailed it in the comments. Sorry, I already left it, but they nailed the perfect GWP for May 4th. Conceptually, a little tiny scene with a exclusive, never released character, figure, whatever you want to call it, and they abandon it, and then they bring this back because probably last year everyone's like, we need figs, and they're like, well, we'll give you figs, and then we got people. There's this whole war of whether or not battle droids are figs or not. Like, it's definitely getting people talking. Is that the goal more than actually giving us something? Like, I don't know. The goal being just to get people talking. Like, that's part of it, I'm sure.
I mean, the worst thing is like there are so many characters in the world of Star Wars, and it's not like they don't know like how to do that. We're getting Darth Malak in an R2D2 set. Darth Malak should have been the GWP, and put something else in put something with R2D2 that makes a little bit of sense. I know the anniversary figures don't necessarily have to make sense with the set. I get it. But you have all these people that are kind of feeling salty that they just bought a $200 R2D2, and here comes this $100 one with this Darth Malak minifig that could have been the GWP. And sure, people can say the Hasbro thing, and they're like, oh, they can't just be one minute. Sure, give it a small build. It literally doesn't matter. It could be the shittiest build. It could be bricks thrown in there, and it just whatever they have to do to give us a freaking minifigure, man. Like
CPA Baru is around 40 to 50, I believe, right now. What say you on this one's resale post? Give me the immediate days following when this is sold out or done. And then give me like the settled in price. What do you think?
So I think right away you're going to get those people that are pricing them high. I think the range is going to be from mid 20s to 40.
Really?
Mid 20s to mid 40s. People are going to it's Lego Star Wars. There's always going to be people that are going to buy at the high end, and then I
I'd
think
buy
as it levels out,
if they're 20, dude, I'd buy 3 that day. I'm thinking 30 or 40
I
minimum.
think so. Because
Well,
over time, I think they're going to
160?
dip a little bit as people aren't buying them just because.
For sure. I'm talking about these guys that are purposely doing it, looking to make a buck. Is it 160? Did we get that confirmed? I saw that, I think, in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in the chat.
The threshold, boys. Can somebody post the threshold again? I think it's 160.
160 sounds about right. But
shout out to Mayo.
Brick Scene.
What up, Scene? How you doing?
And shout out to Mayo. Sorry, I didn't mean to overlap you. Yeah, I mean, it's usually as the May 4th set. It's like a little less than the May 4th set price or around that. But the May 4th set, what is that? It's obviously, I don't think it's very great because I've already forgotten about it.
Is it the Interceptor?
No, that's the Interceptor is just part of. Oh no, it is the Interceptor. Yeah, but it's weird. I don't think we've seen even. We have.
They
like
did a pretty good. Didn't they? They did a pretty good job with the X-wing last year of keeping that under wraps. I feel like that was like right before. I feel like right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, chat, for Interceptor. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. The Interceptor, like it's. And I think Sean, I think you mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Like, it's weird because it feels like we like just had one, even though it was in a 2-pack and it like was like a $50 caliber build.
Right.
So. I'm sure
that's the only thing that's not giving me a loner on that one. If we didn't get that, I would be. I mean, I've got a semi. I'm gonna get it. It's just I might not. It might not be a D1B FPJ, but it depends on what else is out. Again, if you guys recall, last year I bought literally just the X-wing because I'm an X-wing guy. Number one, it hit the GWP, and it was like a nice one and done. In and out kind of thing. If that's what it takes this year, if this thing is $200 or $180, I might end up doing that because I do need to get this whether we love it or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna just get like whatever of the small sets of the anniversary sets that are kind of like I'm gonna get the Tantive, and then probably the Sith infiltrator, the Darth Maul ship, that, and then toss in whatever else. The Jedi Bob ship, that's not March 1st, is it?
That's got to be June, I think.
Okay, because it's I think, are they giving us like 3 of the 6 figures now, and then the other 3 later in the year, or something like that?
That sounds right.
I'm not sure. I'm spitballing here, guys.
I think there's one coming later in the year. I think September.
Okay,
maybe
there's always that one like late in the year Star Wars drop.
Okay, August. Someone said.
But yeah, I'll just be buying, some of those anniversary sets. Probably. I mean, the TIE Interceptor makes me a little bit more excited than Chewbacca for sure. It makes me more excited than the Land Speeder.
Stitch makes me more excited than the Chewbacca, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Land Speeder, like I throw a little bit of shade towards the Land Speeder, but like I think I'll probably awesome. Get it before it retire. Like if it's about to retire and it's on Lego.com clearance for like sub 200 and it's like 180, like I'll pick.
Man, there were so many running around in Walmarts last year,
like
though.
90, I never saw one on deep clearance like that.
Well, I know you would.
My Walmart had a shit ton of them, and they were still FPJ. It was crazy.
Are we gonna speculate what the October GWP build is gonna be? That one is 18 plus. I don't know.
Usually
I mean, they haven't done the lightsabers.
Like the Venator didn't get a specific GWP.
It did not. That's true.
But other sets, like it's weird. I don't know why they don't do that with a $600 Star Wars set. But
I just want to be in the room when they're making these decisions. Like I just want to hear. Right. I don't want to. I know I'm not going to influence. I would love to influence, but I just want to listen. Like what are they thinking? What are they talking about? Because I feel like that'll just inform where their heads are at with how they're making these decisions. Because man, we can talk in circles all we want, but ultimately we're never going to know what they're thinking unless we're not going to know unless we know.
Listen to this. I mean, this is the part that's I think the craziest part of this whole narrative is they would have sold so many of these Like they would have sold so many that they could have put even a more subpar GWP out there. You know what I mean? Like
they could have made this a set.
Whoever
sold
said
more.
like let's just make this a free set. There had to be someone in that room that we're talking about that says, though, if we put this out for $262, I guess $30 set, right?
Yeah,
and then
with 6 to 8 figs, another $30.
All right, we'll call it a $30 set. They could have been like, but boys, there's going to be people who the average guy is going to buy 2 of these, and then you got maniacs who are going to buy 10, 50, 100, whatever. Depending, again, we haven't seen it yet, and it might suck. I don't know, but like, doubtful. It's pretty hard to screw this up. They've made it a few times. I'm just like the upside on the GWP. It's like, it's an odd choice.
It's a very odd choice.
But then I'm thinking, did they? Oh, this is completely probably out there because the droid battle pack was just made. Like, did they make way too many droids, either whether battle droids or super battle droids, and they got to offload them? I think it's way too soon to say that.
Yeah,
but
I love it. Throw it in. Throw it in the pot. I mean, sure, it could have happened, or maybe you're half right, and it's they were already running the press, on that mold, and they're like, let's make a bunch more, and that'll be the GWP too. It'd be like that,
Yeah, but like
you can get them for 20 cents a piece if we make like billions of them. Yeah. But again, even with that narrative, it doesn't make sense because they're like, and we'll throw them in a different set. Yeah, like to sell.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it's weird too.
I'm not
like
accepting this shit either way. He's not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm with
no. I mean, I don't know if you were here earlier when I was starting to kind of go off on this thing a little bit, but like, it just blows my mind. Like, why? Like Sean was just saying, like, what is the upside in making this a GWP instead of a set that people are going to buy, people are going to buy multiples of. But another thing, like when CPA was talking about like these decisions that don't make sense, the AT-AT comes out. What comes out with that? A really dope GWP, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber hilt.
Makes sense.
Oh, that's so dope. It goes with the set. It's an $800. It's $850 now. But $800 set at the time, like it was a nice thing to help you make that decision of buying a set that is almost $1,000, especially after taxes in some places. Then the Venator comes out for $650. It's like so many cool things they could have done with that. It could have been some kind of like mini scale Venator that could have went with it. Maybe some with a minifig. Probably not going to get a minifig. You know how they do Star Wars around the Lego company, but like. Even just a little like midi scale Venator with the Venator would have been something cool, but no, it just didn't get anything. So to y'all in the chat who are wondering what they're probably going to do for the October set this year, probably nothing, or the August, whenever the late big set comes out, probably nothing, unless it's original trilogy. Then they might do something.
You gotta keep that whole narrative going. I don't see.
The patches.
Yeah. What was it? We don't have to harp on it, but what was it again? What are on the patches?
D2 patch?
Oh, the 25th anniversary logo thing. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Some kind of stupid coin.
Yeah. Another coin.
I know, but they keep the thing is I think Ryan said it, a lot of people said it last year, the cost of that coin, to get that in the packaging is more expensive than to make a fig and throw it in a poly bag. That's not something they make every day. They outsource that coin.
I'm going to throw something else out there without getting too far deep into it. So I won't even say the company, and it's not exactly a GWP, but there is another company that sells a specific item. And oftentimes is bundled with like little kind of add-ons. I'll call them add-ons. Not really a gift with purchase.
Here comes a Pokemon story. Here we go.
What? No. And plenty of other companies could, do it better. But like these add-on things, like can sometimes be really cool. But like when an add-on thing, especially like it's being advertised, gift with purchase, whatever, when it is like subpar. That like really sucks. Some people, sure, I was talking about Pokemon. Sometimes people will buy a box of Pokemon cards for the 4 packs that are in there and then the couple other ones, but it'll also come with like a really dope play mat or like really other dope accessories that you will actually use, and not just like, oh, this is a keychain that you'll put away and forget about, or a coin or a patch that you'll forget about and you'll never use. Like, but yeah, another patch and a keychain. Let's go.
All right, here it is. Thank you, CPA, for solving the mystery. R2D2 adhesive patch and keychain, likely the 25 years of Lego Star Wars logo. I will say this: if that keychain is done in a similar fashion as, was Beskar even a keychain? It was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Han Solo and Carbonite, I know that was. If it's done like that and it's a girthy, thick one, like, you know, I would throw that on. I'd like to get 2 of those and throw it on the old chain, you know. Problem is they get beat so bad, you know.
Oh yeah.
But,
especially with the R2 legs, like you're gonna cut your hands on those things. Reach in your pocket.
Floored, John, please. All right, guys, that's it. Since Floored guessed it, that's what we're doing. We're making a display case for patches.
It's just going to be a patch of the Box of Boys box, the Box of Boys display case, just a patch.
It'll be a patch of a Box of Boys box.
That'd actually be kind of cool. Careful what you
wish
wish
for. I want to make a patch of Box of Boys. We should do that.
Careful what you wish for, Mayo, when bringing up Lego and Taylor Swift, because I'm very surprised that doesn't exist yet already.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet if they came out with a Taylor Swift set, it would be some kind of cool, really cool GWP exclusive set and figure to go with it.
Boot to Eve pod race. We'll get into these in more detail. You guys seen this around. Brent, I know we can pause here. I know you're stoked for this one.
Oh, dude.
I'm stoked for this.
I'm stoked for anything that has Jar Jar in it.
Oh yeah.
The community has kind of been wanting a Jar Jar brickhead for a minute. I think it's happened once, maybe, or has it? I'm not sure.
Nope.
Maybe never.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's why the community wants it, right? Okay. So yeah, man. Jar Jar, Darth Maul, Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon. I mean, it's guys, I love episode 1. Okay. I was 6 years old when it came out.
Same. Yep.
The poster that's behind all of these words right here with like the Darth Maul face there. I literally bought a little Darth Maul like bust statue thing in Disney Springs not long ago. That's how much I like Darth Maul. But it's got all the heavy hitters, guys. Everyone that's going to be in this brickhead set is going to be the main characters that were on the poster that you saw everywhere. They're even re-releasing Phantom Menace in theaters this summer on May. So if you want to celebrate May 4th, you can go see this movie.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Buy some of these sets. You can almost feel like you're living in 1999 again because you can see the movie in theaters this year. You can go buy a set like this with all the figures.
Yep.
I'm pumped about it.
This will very
get that many
much be
brickheads,
like
but-
the Return of the Jedi one, obviously.
Yeah.
And these are all, I believe,
already.
I think so. And I'm looking at this
was less than
roster.
a year.
These are all rookie brickheads, I think. I don't think we've gotten an Anakin period, have we?
Bro,
Not young or old.
Yeah.
Just Vader.
put-
No Anakin.
It says Qui-Gon. Is that an error? Is that a typo?
Yeah.
Qui-Gon.
It's
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, like the Jedi Bob of brickheads or something.
Qui-Gon is like a guy that looks like Liam Neeson, but he just like works at like Speedway.
Brent, can you do a Liam Neeson denying Lego the rights to put him in this set?
I don't know who runs the Lego group, but if you do not talk to anybody that is in charge of putting me in things, well, I will find you, and I will kill you.
I was really confused on which character I wanted to do.
I know you went straight Taken with it, but that's all right.
I know. I feel like that's the easy one to go after.
I was hoping you would. I was hoping. Can you have him suggest using John instead? That'd be good.
All right, I'll do it as Qui-Gon.
All right. Yeah. Start saying Obi-Wan, like somebody. Yeah. Start with like somebody he talks to in Star Wars. That'll help you get into character.
All right.
He's talking to Obi-Wan. He's talking to
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan. He is the chosen one. But
He will.
they cannot use my name in this Lego set. I will accept Qui-Gon to be the name for the Lego set. Now, if I die, promise me you will train the boy. Train him. He is chosen.
And seed. Good job. All right. There
Or
you
it's his dying wish is to get Lego to change the name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
That was his dying wish.
go. And finally, and then we're gonna get
Wait,
into.
Was
Go ahead.
there the pod race one? Did we talk about that?
There is. Yeah, we can get into that. Oh,
Real
sorry.
quick, I want to say one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, we can. I was gonna see if there was something more with more substance, but get into it. I'll do mine real quick. I feel about this one the same way I felt as the trench run. It's like I already have the other one, so I'll definitely get this. I'll definitely wait till it goes on sale. But you couldn't throw me a Bulby, like this is one of those times where like just throw one, just throw me a fig in there, just
100%
one,
agreed.
man, just one. Go ahead. Brent's reading through it.
Oh, sorry. It just really makes me mad that it's micro scale. Like, it makes me really mad that it's micro scale. I would love, like, okay, when they did these 20th anniversary sets, all right, they really kind of almost, did a redesign. They even had a picture of the set, the original set that they were kind of recreating and doing better builds of. What would have been really, really cool to see is minifigure scaled pod racers in a pack combo deal, just like they had back in the day. They had 3 of them, I believe. Now, this day and age, they don't have to give us the third kind of rando pod racer that nobody knows, but they need to give us a Bulba and Anakin and really dope minifigs. I just give it $30 more and give us a 2-pack. They just made 2 or 3 really dope 2-packs where it's like Fang Fighter and like Mandalorian, whatever those ships were, and then they had the silent the
Ahsoka
thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just wish I would have seen a 2-pack, like $100, $110 2-pack, and not some like MIDI scale mock thing, or sorry, diorama thing.
But these builds CPA are so cheap. They could have bump it up to 80, whatever. But you know what I mean? You didn't even need to be in the $110 territory for 2 pod racers.
Yeah, I mean, they could have still made it if they wanted to do it exactly like they did.
Replace that. Yeah. Give us 80 would have been stiff, but if they were there and there was a little bit of a side build and the two racers and maybe a couple of the fans or something like that.
The original set had, I wish I could remember the set number off the top of my head, like a lot of y'all can, but is the original like play scale set, not the very first one they made, but they made another one
kind of remake that was a little more refined.
Yeah. And it was so cool, and they can make it so much better now. But yeah, so I'm gonna buy it because I love the pod race and everything, but it just really, really, really makes me wish that it was not a micro scale thing.
There you go.
It's like
all right. Well, let's clear out of this. We just got a beep. Someone has patched into the heater line here. We're gonna have to
what?
Change courses a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna transition to Bionicle 101. We have a very special guest, a now controversial guest. We're gonna bring Duck Bricks onto the scene here.
Did someone say Bionicle?
Yeah,
my Bionicle senses are tingling.
Heck yeah, that's
there
what I'm
you
talking
go.
about.
Chris, good to see you, my friend. We're gonna jump into Bionicle. I know we have limited time with you this evening. Before we sort of set the table on Bionicle, because I'd love for you to just give like a quick overview of it and where it's at, where it's going, whatever time you have for us, that'd be great. CPA is going to walk us through some things, including your 9 hour. Is it 9 hours? Is that right? The video that he made of the war. But before we get into Bionicle, before you joined, we spent about 10 or 15 minutes recapping the madness that went on last week.
Of course.
Have you been training? What can you tell us? Have you regretted the decision? Are you still feeling confident? Talk to me about this upcoming battle.
Oh, 100%. Duck Bricks is second to none if you're looking for the greatest on the definition. So I'm 100% ready. I'm ready to throw down.
Jeez Louise.
I could have the rap battle right now.
Oh, he could do it right now. You guys notice Duck's kind of taking on The Rock kind of thing. He's referring to himself in third person.
Dude, yeah.
Kind of doing a wrestling style interview. I'm very impressed with this, Duck.
We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes down. Got to be in Chicago.
There you go.
This is gonna create a lot of FOMO, dude. People that aren't gonna get to Chicago this year, they're gonna miss something special, man.
And then we'll get to Bionicle, but do you have a parting shot? Like if Ryan was here, what would you say to him right now?
Man, that's a good question. You know, what I will have to say is, I mean, Ryan's no longer the only one with a clone trooper army. That's all I got to say to
Whoa.
him.
Oh, snap.
Jeez Louise.
Gonna outclone the hater of the whole.
Oh, 100%. You know, we got to go army to army.
And just beating him's not enough. It seems you want to take like everything from him too. This is
Oh,
crazy.
yes. His name, his power, his title, his rank.
Would you put your collection on the line?
I don't need to.
See?
He should put his on the line.
By the way, Chris, people were saying like, "What's on the line?" And I said, "Enough." I think enough is on the line. You guys are putting yourselves out there in this forum. Now, perhaps if there is a charitable angle we could work into it, I think you'd maybe be open to that if we could spin something up. But,
yeah, that would be really cool.
you know, like
100% down.
loser. It sounds weird. A loser donates, or I don't know. We'll figure figure out.
Thing.
Perhaps
Loser
a championship
donates to
belt.
the
Maybe,
winner's charity of choice.
there you go.
Yeah,
Or
Could do that.
perhaps if someone could sponsor this thing, could you imagine a championship belt CPA? That would be
That would be a moment to remember.
brick built championship belt.
Then Duck had to
Oh,
defend his
man.
title.
Look, that's something else for your trophy case, you know? I mean, I'm just saying.
I got to get my hands on that for my collection.
There you go. One of one.
Without
One
it.
of one.
All right. So more to come. I believe you and Ryan have agreed in the months and weeks leading up to Brick World. We will have you guys on for a face off. I believe both of you have signed on for that. So
Oh, 100%.
stay tuned. But
You should be afraid.
you should be afraid.
You should.
I just want to know if you're doing anything to prepare yet. Have you started preparing? Any
Well, the
research?
thing is, it's against Ryan. I mean, do I really need to prepare if it's in a rap battle? I mean, we're not talking. I'm not going up against like any actual rappers here. I mean, you know, it's I don't even know how much I need to prepare. But of course, the Duck is always prepared, and the Duck is ready to win.
And Duck, I texted you and I said, "What are you doing to prepare?" And you said the Duck stays prepared. You don't have to get ready because you're already
In
ready.
the moment of
Duck
gotta
is
get ready.
always
Stay ready.
prepared. That's right. That's right.
He doesn't get
It is
ready.
how it is.
He doesn't get ready. It's already done. Like that. All right. Set the table here. I'd like both of you to do an intro, but Duck, obviously, and maybe spin yourself towards your gigantic Bionicle collection. But like, just
Oh, sure.
if you could, I know you could go all different ways on this, but what is it about that? Obviously, there's some nostalgia playing in, but what is it about Bionicle that really stands out for you and other people who are still riding for this thing years after it's retired? Why is it still so important?
Yeah, actually, before we jump in, I don't think I've officially met you, CPA. Good to meet you.
nice to meet you as well.
I'm aware of who you are. I just don't think we've ever been in the same call, maybe at the same convention at some point. But it's
Yeah,
good
we
to
were at
finally
Brick
meet
World.
you.
I didn't know about you yet, actually. So this is, and I have to say it before we kind of get too deep into it. It was amazing seeing you meet Christian Faber
Oh, thanks, man.
over
That
in
was
the last
really
couple months.
surreal.
That was like, I was in, man, I was just, you're like living through all of our, as the Bionicle community, living through all of our dreams and like the literal dream. So I can only imagine how amazing that experience was. And I hope to get to talk to you at Brick World Chicago more about it.
100%. Yeah, looking forward to meeting you in person, man.
Oh, dude, CPA will be with us for the late night Miller's Ale House dinner.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's-
Part of the
he's-
squad. 100%.
He's part of that. He's part of the Long Island team, Chris. So,
Oh,
All right. All
yeah.
right. I'm very excited now. All right.
all right.
But
So
yes, Bionicle.
there you go. What is it about it, man? Just go nuts. Just in your words, what is it about Bionicle that just keeps bringing boys to the yard all these years later?
Honestly, I feel like Bionicle was really special because it was one of the only times where Lego actually put so much thought and effort into planning out the lore and story over an actually originally planned 20-year run, where they actually had to cut it short, but they had stories mapped out for where they could see Bionicle going for 20 years. And honestly, they don't really do that for themes and original stories nowadays. And some would argue that it's maybe a good idea that they don't, because one of the issues of Bionicle in the later years was that it became nearly impossible for people to comprehend what was going on by year 5 or 6. Whereas something like Ninjago, which kind of maintains a continuous timeline and plot, but also soft reboots itself every 3 years and kind of lets the viewers know that they can start fresh, has, I think, a much more sustainable approach to having a long-term original Lego theme. But I feel like because of that, Bionicle is one of, if not the only time that Lego will ever do something like this, where they have this story just going through year after year after year, building after each other, where characters from the first year could not be seen for years and then pop up again 8 years later. And you can see like this whole journey they went on off screen. And that was really the power of Bionicle because it was kind of a whole universe in and of itself. There was a Bionicle multiverse, so you could come up with your own stories and set it in the multiverse. There were all sorts of different characters and factions that you could create your own ideas of where characters could fit into the world. And it just was really rich in storytelling. It kind of was like a kiddie version of Lord of the Rings in some sense, or Game of Thrones, and especially as it got into the future years. So, I mean, that's why I love Bionicle, but I'm sure I think a lot of people can agree it was really the story that captured a lot of people.
And to kind of add on to that, I have to say, when I was a kid, I wasn't as attuned to the story. So coming back to it as an adult with, I guess you could call my dark period from like 2007 until I always had them. I wasn't one of those people. Fortunately, I didn't ever sell my collection that I had from a kid, which I was very grateful for. But coming back last year and just diving into the story, diving into all those details that I had missed and unfortunately not just been able to pay attention to. I actually remember in college I watched the Mask of Light video and then the Bionicle Reborn, the third movie, or the Mask of Light movie and then the third movie, and just like, man, this stuff, it's like it's such a complete and coherent story. And just the fact that in your 9-hour video you can make a 9-hour video, and throughout the whole thing, you saying, "Oh, if you want to check this story out, that goes down this tangent. This one goes down this tangent." There's just it's so dense, and honestly, there's stories for anyone. But that's honestly one of the main things that has brought me back as an adult is the stories and how there's so much to dive into, and the community is just so deep.
Well, that story captured my attention as like a 6-7-year-old getting the Bionicle Happy Meal toys.
Yes.
Which I have one of them. I'd like to get my hands on the rest. I knew Duck had them. There they are. Beauties.
I've got little Matoro right here.
Beauties. I have the red one.
Ah, nice.
And they were so cool, Chris, because they were a miniature version of a real life actual set. Which, like, getting that in a Happy Meal got you so excited to go and get the actual Bionicle at the store.
Yeah.
But speaking of like the story and everything, even just through those Happy Meal toys, like my 6-7-year-old imagination was just going wild with the story because you unfold the instruction booklet, and I believe like on the back it had like the map and just had information about
and those
all
Happy Meal
Bionicle
toys became the main characters 6 years later. Like
that's awesome.
One of the Happy Meal toys becomes one of the most important characters, and he actually, spoiler alert, like sacrifices his life to save the world like 6-7 years in. And it's really cool because it's like they took the Happy Meal toys and made them the most important characters for 2 years of the theme's run, which is just so cool.
Dude, and that is awesome because like if there's like I guess like a white whale Bionicle thing to me, like I would love to have like the original crew and then all the Happy Meal toys, like those two, just because it's the most nostalgia for me. Like I cared about Bionicle more than Lego Star Wars at the time because I already had a bunch of Star Wars toys, so I was like, is Bionicle and Harry Potter, like that was my Lego themes when I was first into it.
Brent, what you should be doing is hawking Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
because I got all 6 of the original
Toa
for $10 each.
Yeah.
No way. That's crazy.
There's so many insane deals out there on Facebook Marketplace. I got a huge lot from a guy. I don't know why he was selling the whole thing, but the big boy Toa Mata or Matsumui was in it. Allocating the price out, I probably paid like $70 for him.
No way.
It was literally the lot full of a lifetime, and unfortunately I compare all future purchases to that one lot, so like nothing's ever going to compare.
No, it's only downhill from here.
Exactly, it's ruined me. I'm like, oh, I'm paying $70 for Brutaka. Oh, that's so much.
Yeah,
I got him for 20.
No, yeah, the Happy Meal toy I found, I was literally just combing through like a antique store. And I was just going through a bag of like old like Happy Meal toys, and there it was, and it was $1. So
Like,
sealed in the poly bag.
This is one of the Borog Va, their instructions. And that was one of the things is like they got the bland instructions, whatever. But then on the other side,
Full screen,
you got this full on poster.
Yeah,
like how
that art is so dope.
It's like like you tack this on your wall. It's not like a little dinky square. It's a full on poster.
Yeah, that artist that would be a cool tattoo. That Toa artwork right there.
Yeah.
What what year was the? I'm on Wikipedia. Where would I find that? What year was the McDonald's collection that everybody's talking about?
2001. Although
yeah.
you might want to check out the Bionicle wiki is Biosector 01, and that's kind of the definitive source of Bionicle information. Would highly recommend. But yeah, that was the 2001 when the theme first launched. It's how a lot of people learned about the theme. Actually, I got a copy of the financial report from 2001, and it was crazy. It was like 40% of people said they found out about Bionicle through the Happy Meal toys, which is pretty wild to see.
And,
okay, these are the comics.
Those are the comics that came with the Happy Meal toys.
Yeah. Where's the
story?
How do I find the figure?
Search.
It's called the Tohunga.
Yeah, but if they search Tohunga, it'll be a lore. It'll be about the species.
Okay.
Maybe if you go to the homepage of BS01, like click on the main page, sets.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, 2001.
Special promotional.
I assume you want a picture of them all. Sean?
Those are the ones. Yeah.
Here we go.
Hookie. So these ones, just for everyone's reference in chat, if you want to buy these with just the figure and the disc, it's about $20 to $30. And then if you want to buy it new in the bag, it's about $40. So if anyone's it's not that ironically they're about the same price if you were to get a full size figure like this with just the figure, which is hilarious how much those ones have increased in value.
And is there anything exclusive to these? It is weird because whenever Bionicle comes up, within 5 minutes of the conversation, McDonald's is mentioned. It's pretty bizarre.
McDonald's mentioned.
No, it is. I mean, the McDonald's
are
because I think everybody, whether they were riding with the theme or not, we were all eating Happy Meals back then. So I'm sure, like
it was such a cool Happy Meal toy to get. Yeah. Now, if you guys want to learn more about this one too, this is the one I got for $1. But My Brick Opinions was a very early guest on the show. Recently dropped a Lego Happy Meal toy like documentary, basically breaking down all the Happy Meal toys. And
I gotta check that out.
Oh yeah, it's extensive. He shows every single.
You like him a lot. He rides. Yeah, he rides big for. He's a big Monkey Kid guy too, Chris.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Ace.
I've definitely heard the name before, so I need to check out that video.
Great.
That sounds like
a great dude too, but he makes good stuff too.
Yeah,
it's a really well done
little mini documentary.
All right.
But yeah, if you're curious about the pieces, most of them when they launched, they were all exclusive parts for those sets, and then since the launch, they kind of put that same build in a couple of sets here and there. Like they made a boxing mech for one of them, so they had a set that was the Boxor, which was featuring the same build as the Happy Meal toys, and they could pilot it. But yeah, it's a lot of great stuff.
And here's some of the early stuff as well.
Yep.
Now it looks like is this one just an exception? When did they really take form into the sort of Bionicle? I keep saying figures, but I mean that's kind of what they are. Yeah,
pretty much from the start. Yeah, if you go to the medium-sized ones, because the medium-sized sets were always the humanoid.
There you go. We've seen those canisters. Yeah. Okay.
The canisters were so cool.
So cool. And even I think these ones had you put them in the fridge and they would reveal a code.
Those were the Robo Riders.
Yeah, I remember that.
The Robo
Okay,
Riders
so that was the only Robo. But regardless, these ones, there's this thin film over the canister and you can slide it and it shows different scenes.
Oh, wait, let me full screen you real quick.
Yep.
So you can spin it.
I forgot about that. That's bringing it back.
So there's Golly right there and then down there. And then you slide it to the next one.
What cool packaging. See, people talk about black box art's fine, cool packaging doesn't really matter.
Like,
It definitely
all out.
matters to me.
They went all out with this stuff.
Sean's a cool box art connoisseur.
Where are you at? I don't think this came up with you last week, Chris. We were it was maybe 2 weeks ago. We were getting into it about the black box art. Where are you at on that? Are you over it? Do you I mean, if there's a place for it, do you think they're overdoing it at this point? So what do you think?
I liked it a lot when they first started doing it, but that was when it kind of felt special. Now, if you walk into a Lego store, I think half the wall is the black box art, which I think it is nice and classy, but it definitely does feel like a little overused, and it certainly doesn't fit for some things. Like I remember the Winnie the Pooh set had a black box, and I was like, the Winnie the Pooh set shouldn't have a stylistic 18+ black box on it. But
and then you confuse the normies
for stuff like the Star Wars stuff, like the mini scale stuff. I think it makes sense to have the black box for those because I think it looks pretty good in the way they present the sets. But yeah.
I agree with that.
Normies that are going to be attracted to a Winnie the Pooh set, they'll see that and the 18+, and they'll be like, "Wait, so can my 10-year-old build this?"
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they probably can. They just need a little bit of assistance. The 18+ is just kind of This is I got to get at least this one in Chicago. Duck and CPA, I'll be asking you guys to keep some eyes peeled.
Dude, if you don't have it by Chicago already, I will make sure that you get one. I'm pretty sure I have the extra parts to make one.
Yeah.
I'll look around.
I would love to. Oh my goodness, that'd be so epic because I would love to just complete the OG line and find the Happy Meal toys.
Is Tahu the only one you're missing?
No, I don't have any of my. I had them all when I was a kid. I don't have any of my childhood.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Seriously, I'll look around. I'm sure I have the pieces for another one.
Oh, dude, that would be epic because that's definitely
all right. Break me down on here's just another figure, medium sized from the first year here. What are they going for here? I mean, it's definitely it's not mech. I mean, it is mech, but
do you want to know the actual lore? Because we don't be here for a while.
I mean, if you could do within whatever time you have, but what is it they were going for? Obviously, from what I know, I know a little bit. The action figure thing was huge. Lego was losing ground.
Yeah,
they wanted to have an answer for action figures. I think that's part of it, and then you maybe take it from there because
sure. I can give the human world reason, the marketing reason as to why they're doing it.
It kind of saved Lego in a way.
Yeah,
right?
It really
videos
did.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with Lego, what they were doing at the time was they were trying to appeal specifically to the American market, and they made this persona of the standard American child who they called Bully Bob, and then later called him Bionicle Bob, where Bully Bob doesn't like playing with bricks. He doesn't like sitting down and putting a set together for a while. He just wants to quickly put something together and then be able to play with it immediately. So that's kind of why they got into the action figure space. And with Bionicle, it did so well because of the story behind it. But it was because of that they really captured a different kind of customer segment than they were before. So that was why it was so strong marketing wise. And it did literally save Lego from bankruptcy alongside Star Wars, of course. But there were licensing fees with Star Wars and then no licensing fees with Bionicle. So that worked out for Lego. In universe, the quickest explanation is Bionicle stands for Biological Chronicle. So the creatures, they're all biomechanical beings. They're kind of a mix of organic components and robotic components. And these ones in particular, the Toa, they were created by this race called the Great Beings, who during a cataclysmic event that destroyed their planet and caused all of the species on their planet to kind of split off and then live in warring tribes, they sent a giant rocket robot into space bearing these creatures to seek out information and life and be able to return to heal their planet. And that's why they were created by the Great Beings, but then later gained thoughts of their own thanks to the meddling of one great being in particular. We could go on, but that's the gist.
No, but I mean
that's deep.
I love this, dude.
But I mean, for a kids show, it's Transformers wasn't that deep. I mean, it can be, and it has gotten deeper. Maybe that's a bad example. They go pretty hard on the lore.
Yeah.
But He-Man, you know what I mean? It's a lot of just good guy, bad guy stuff. But you're getting into higher beings. There's probably religious overtones to it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. There's a lot of religious cults and subsectors of religious beliefs in the Bionicle universe. there's like a lot of, I mean, it went pretty dark in a lot of places, which is also, I think, why Lego kind of stopped doing it by the end. But there was like a whole race of people, like his species was genocided because they thought they were the carriers of a plague, but it was actually this kind of Lovecraftian entity that was afflicting this plague on them to get everyone else to kill them. So that guy becomes like a slaver and starts becoming the bad guy because everyone killed off his family. It's a crazy story. It's got a lot of twists and turns.
Jeez Louise.
And even with, I've seen some discussion on nowadays, and I've heard some people say that kids wouldn't care about having a story attached with their toys. Like kids just want to play with toys, and that's obviously just not the case. That's completely false, and we're all evident of that. The fact that was part of the huge draw with these toys is the story behind it, and wanting to learn more about that.
But then also, I mean, it's still evident with what's lighting it up today. I mean, Star Wars isn't the number one theme for no reason. They're doing it because they have reason to care about the toys. Meanwhile, these themes they try to spin up, shout out to Dreams, and they did try to put whatever lore and twist behind it. It didn't connect, but it shows they still very much subscribe to backing these investments on these toy lines with IP and media and shows, etc., to drive it and make it more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, part of it probably could have been Lego was literally on the ropes. They had to put all of their eggs into one basket and make something work. And man, this was it, and it worked. And I can't think of a theme, maybe one of you guys can, where they went this all out for any specific theme ever across the board.
I mean, Chris's synopsis, I was already sold on that that fact of just like, how deep they went with the lore and all that stuff. But
some of my other
Christian Faber.
Can we real quick? So can you guys maybe rattle off like what are again, this is new. I know enough a little bit. I know the masks are important and we'll get into that, but like what if you could, Chris, top of your head, what year and what set's the most expensive? Let's just look at that.
Oh, the most expensive. Well, are we talking official sets or are we talking promotional items too?
I mean, I would say let's go official. Official sets. What's the one that's like opened or sealed, pretty expensive regular set right now?
It's Toa Matanui, the one that he was saying he got for 70 and should have paid like 600 for, right? Like it's definitely Toa Matanui from 2009.
Yeah. Okay. Wasn't he? He was only on shelves for like 3 months.
And he was a Toys R Us exclusive too. I'm pretty sure. Not Matanui, Toa Matanui.
Here we go. I don't see
8989
limited edition, all the way at the far right.
Or 8998.
There you go. Oh, I have seen this one around. Yeah.
That picture does not do him justice by any means.
It's a rendering. Well, I think it's because he's not a very like. The set, like when it came out, everyone was like, "This is so bad. This is like one of the worst Bionicle sets ever."
I love hearing stories like that. Yeah.
And then now everyone's
going to be worth Chewie's going to be worth $2,000 one day.
So just so you guys know, the mask alone is worth about $300 to $500. So it's mainly the mask.
It's mainly like almost entirely because the mask was one of the most important story elements in the Bionicle world, and it's because of the power of the story that mask is so expensive. But I mean, the reason why this figure wasn't well received was because he's kind of supposed to be in gold armor, but this was back when like gold pieces were really brittle, so Lego wasn't going to make every piece gold, so they kind of just mixed together different shades of yellow randomly onto one build, and that's why there was a lot of like backlash against this when it first came out, because everyone was expecting a giant gold warrior, and it's just the mask that's gold and everything else is just shades of yellow. But
so, from what I understand, there is a subset of collectors that go after just the masks, or they like to double up. I know you've got bags of them, Chris, garbage bags of them, full of them that you've acquired. What is it? Like give us. You probably treat them a little nicer than that. But what is the lore and the way you explain? Really. Yeah, there you go. All right, he puts it in the bin. I'm sorry, it wasn't a trash bag. I'm sorry. But
we got some Ziploc somewhere.
what is the mask? Talk about the masks and why. Two things. What's the lore on them, and why do you think people are so crazy about the masks? Or is it one and the same?
The masks were like Lego's first real attempt at making a collectible type thing, and they had done sort of a similar thing with Robo Riders and Throwbots before, but the masks were the first time where, like, nowadays if you see like almost every original Lego theme is some sort of a collectible thing. You have like the golden weapons in Ninjago, and you have every single year in Ninjago is something to collect. Monkey Kid has got the different weapons and whatnot, but Bionicle was kind of what started the whole Lego collectibles thing. So the story behind the masks is that they are very advanced pieces of technology created by the great beings for use within the Matoran universe, which was the giant robot, and each mask could be crafted to perform a specific task. So if Tahu is the Toa of Fire, but he's wearing the mask of shielding, which is called the Kanohi Hao, and they basically acted in the world as like secondary powers. So it's like you have every single year there is a Toa of Stone, and the base element they can command is stone. But one year he's using the Mask of Speed, which is the Kakama. Another year, like there's the Toa of Stone, he's using the Mask of Gravity. So it kind of gave them it switched things up a little bit when it came to the powers in the story. And the masks are also really important because when you're making your own custom characters, it's like the easiest way to differentiate your characters from each other because it's kind of like their face. And what was really cool of what Bionicle did in the first year and 2001 to 2003 was they produced 6 to like 12 different colors of each individual mask piece. So if you wanted to have like the white character's mask, but in red for the red character, they did produce it in a mystery bag and a mystery box. These were the original, like before collectible minifigures. These were the original blind bags. And let me tell you, people are complaining about the blind
Cardboard,
boxes
baby.
now. Yeah, like everyone's complaining about the CMF blind boxes. These were all the same shape, so you didn't know what color you were getting, and the important part was getting the different colors. And in certain regions, they just came in boxes. So to some extent, these kind of laid the path for what we're doing with CMFs now, but just to a much crazier extent. Because even when you could feel the bags, you could be getting one of 6 different colors.
Because it was the color, yeah. This has come up a lot, Chris. I'm sure it's very much on your radar. It might actually be in play. I don't know, but I guess 14 karat gold mask found at a Goodwill. What's your take on that? Are you involved in that? What's happening?
Yes, I've been very involved. I think I've had a record number of people DM me about this, and I'm very grateful for everybody who does. I have been consistent. So the deal with this mask is that it's not the rarest Bionicle mask. There are rarer masks out there. In fact, one of them that sold years ago, it's the most expensive Lego piece ever sold, is a platinum Bionicle mask. This one was a special. Yep, the Platinum Evoke, yeah.
Okay, let's pause for a second. These masks, I'm assuming they weren't in regular sets. They're like one of ones. Like, what's making them so?
Well, this one's solid gold, and yeah, it's one of 30, so it's one of the rare items that exists out there.
And what was the origin? A giveaway or what? Like,
they mixed it up. So for this one, it was like if you played through the original Bionicle web game, which is how a lot of people got into Bionicle, the Mod Nui online game. There's a part in the game where you discover the shrine, and then you could kind of enter a competition to get the mask, like a raffle. But it was also given out to Lego employees, so people who worked on Bionicle, members of the team, and the cool thing about this one is it's a solid gold Hao, but it actually has little holes on the top so you can wear it as a necklace. So I really wanted to get this because imagine pulling up to the M&R wrap with a solid gold Bionicle necklace on. But see, the thing with
put the necklace on the line, maybe.
I didn't get it because the thing is, yeah, well, it sold literally a few months ago for $8,000, and I missed it. I missed out on the auction. I was like a few minutes late because I totally would have gotten it, and it was just like, that's so sad. And I was like, 8,000. Okay, I could see myself doing that. But then this one was going to crazy amounts. Like I think it sold for 18,000, and I capped out at 17,000. And was like, I'm gonna put 17,000. I'm not gonna look at it, and if it goes over that, so be it. And it literally sold at 18. Well, and I was like, all right. Well, I set a limit for myself, so that's acceptable.
I'm sure you've seen, Duck, that this is round 2 of that same mask because the first time around it went up to $33,000. And
I did see that, but it didn't sell
like a fake bid, and someone's just trolling, and no one no one fronted the money, of course, and so now we're on round 2. So we could be on a round 3.
I don't think we are though, because this one went up to 24, but then if you refresh the page now, it says 18. So what I think happened is that 24 was a fake bid, but then they just went down the line backwards, and then whoever bid 18 was like, "Yeah, I'll pay that to get it." Yeah, no, I mean that's the annoying thing about Goodwill is because like Goodwill, you don't actually have to put down any money to start placing bids, and if you win there's no repercussions if you just ghost and don't pay. So that's why like it went all the way up to 35 or whatever the first time, and then just nobody paid, so they listed it again, which is kind of silly. I mean, I don't know why. But it's I don't know why the site works like that, but it is what it is. I might also just have one made by Shapeways, because Shapeways can do solid gold pieces. Because the model's on Shapeways, so I might just make my own, but it would have been cool to get the legit one.
Yeah, but I think an actual gold one that you still can wear, and like, because dude, like that's like the ultimate like jewelry piece for you. I think like, I mean, that would just look so dope, like with like, you know what I mean, like plain, even like what you're wearing right now, like just plain black tee, Duck Bricks logo, gold freaking Bionicle chain.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
That would be icy.
I'd personally choose the Miru. That was always my favorite.
Oh, look at that.
It's looking at you, it's like Chris.
Dude.
I know, it's taunting me. It's
you know what it's saying? It's saying like, give me all of your mystical powers and of aliens.
And the buyer got, or the seller got in touch with me. And we were messaging back and forth, and I offered 16 up front before they listed it a second time, and they said, "Nah, I'm gonna let it play out." And I was like, "All right, fair enough."
Man,
I mean, it was a good play by them because they made more money.
Oh, yeah.
It sold for more than 16, so that was a good move. But dang.
I would rather personally, and obviously it's easy to say on this side of the sale, I'd rather sell it to someone that I know is gonna appreciate it.
Right.
Put it in a very
I would think somebody
respect it. And yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure whoever spent 18K on it is a big Bionicle fan.
That's fair.
And I'm hoping that I'm sure it's going to go to a good collector. And worst case scenario, someone has had one listed on Bricklink for years at 35.
Oh.
If I get desperate enough, there is another one for sale in perpetuity. It's always been for sale, but hopefully I don't get that desperate.
It's like Yoda telling Luke, but Luke,
there is
another.
There is another.
Except Yoda's going, Duck. No, he's saying, no, he's first naming you. He's going, Christopher. There is another mask.
Oh,
that's so dope, though, man.
And to think, just in case anyone else doesn't know, this was dropped off to Goodwill as just in a random box of jewelry. Someone came in and dropped it off and said, "Here's this stuff." Then they were looking through it.
You just could see the journey of that thing, and how it got to that point, man.
In a box of jewelry, insane.
You know, it would be sweet, and I know, like, I think there's been really tiny cameos of Lego stuff in Toy Story. I think like maybe one time it was like a real small cameo.
It was in Toy Story 3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But could you imagine just a Bionicle running around in Toy Story? Like, that'd be so cool.
We almost got a Bionicle in the Lego movie too, but they cut him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it was Takanuva, and they were gonna make him like it was a whole like thing they were doing. It was like he was like the edgy character, and they were gonna make fun of how like the Bionicle character was like the edgy one who turned out to be the villain, but they just cut him at the end. But I thought that would have been pretty funny.
Oh, that would have been great.
So speaking of movies, though, Duck, have you seen the fan film that dropped in November of 2023, Death of a Hero?
Yes.
Man,
that was really good.
That was one of the best.
Yeah.
And it was amazing how they did so much with, I'm not going to say so much with so little, but with what they chose to do, it was high impact, but low. Like they didn't take you out of it by trying to do too much or too ambitious of VFX shots. And it was just so well done.
I was a big fan of that. I always love supporting like the fan-made Bionicle stuff, and that was really special.
Yeah.
So a lot of these videos, that's a good segue to the next piece. There's a lot of videos out there. Duck, again, has a 9-hour lore video. There's a lot of fan films made out there. Again, the opening question is, why are people still writing for it? Nostalgia, the backstory, the lore, etc. What would it take, in your guys' estimation, to bring this back? They teased with the GWP last year. Do you ever see a pathway to where it comes back, Chris, or is this just purely going to be an in the vault, chase it all down kind of thing? You know, just collect the retired stuff and we're done. You can never say never, but what are the odds that it could come back in some form?
I'm going to be honest, it doesn't make financial sense to Lego to bring it back. Like, it just, the numbers don't make sense anymore. And as a Bionicle fan, it pains me to say it, but like, if I were running Lego, I wouldn't bring it back. It's like, I mean, first of all, when they brought it back for Generation 2 in 2015, 2016, the sets performed so poorly that retailers no longer want to stock Bionicle. Like, they don't want to stock the Bionicle name. Same thing happened to Indiana Jones this year. Walmart didn't want them because 2008's wave of Indiana Jones didn't sell well. So Walmart was like, we don't want to stock these. Now imagine, like, if they were to bring Bionicle back anytime now. It's 2016 they weren't selling well. So retailers, like, they're definitely not going to want to stock them.
That hurts.
And the way that Lego does things now is like, I mean, if you look at the amount of new molds that a theme gets, it's like you get lucky if it's like maybe 5 in a wave. And that's like for a Ninjago. That's for, we're putting a lot of money into this and giving you 5 new molds. For the most part, maybe themes only get like 1 or 2. To bring Construction back now that CCBS, the character and creature building system, is dead, that requires a whole new system, which is just not feasible for Lego to make, especially with the push towards system-based play. Could I see them doing figures sort of similar to like the superheroes action figures that they've been doing that are brick built? Maybe, but I also think that's very risky for them because a lot of diehard Bionicle fans already didn't like it when they were doing the best they could with the reboot at CCBS. They wanted the old pieces back, which is never going to happen. I mean, the old pieces are not only strictly inferior as a building system to what replaced them, but like it's also just Lego doesn't really operate like that as a company. So it's a risk because the older fans are probably not going to easily accept it unless it's exactly how it was before, which is impossible. And then getting newer fans on board and putting that much money into something like that when they could just keep doing Ninjago, which is great, or keep doing more like successful original themes, or come up with a new system-based original theme that they think could be a better and bigger hit than Bionicle. It makes sense, like, to spend money on dreams rather than to spend money on something they know didn't do well the last time.
What do you think about an annual release of, I'm just picking Optimus Prime, but in that size, 170, 180, whatever it is, and they give you one a year, a UCS, if you will, because then it would make sense, I think, you know, to do some molds and all that stuff. What do you think about that, Chris? Like once a year you could get a scaled up version, or do you think the diehards really just want them in that original size and that could be an issue?
I mean, a scaled up version would need to be fully system based, kind of like the Optimus Prime.
Correct. And maybe there'd be enough pieces to where they could try to replicate all these retired construction, you know what I mean, through technique. I don't know.
Could you imagine like the Bionicle pieces, but like brick built out?
There's a bunch of mock builders that do a pretty good job of creating revamps with current existing pieces, and it's not perfect. I can't immediately recall all the ones I've seen, but it does the trick. Of course, you always get back to the fact that you essentially need a mask. You need a molded mask. So there's one mold, in my opinion, that you need. And then very likely you need some sort of weapon, just because that's, I mean, Bionicle, each one gets a mask, each one gets a weapon. So I feel like right there's 2 molds up front. In my opinion, they would have to keep, or they'd have to create. So, but I mean, with system and Technic pieces that they have now, they have, you know, the ball joints. They've got some of those pieces have lingered and been remolded within the past year or two.
They have remolded all the sockets.
I know, and it gives me hope, but you're bringing me back down to earth, back down to reality of probably the truth of the matter, and I hate to probably have to admit it, but it's where we're at right now. Pipe dream.
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe I think I could see them doing a GWP again. I think Tahu, the GWP they did was pretty successful. I think. I mean, it didn't sell out, which is
Yeah, and
a
they did have
little
to reuse
worrisome.
it in the summer,
That is true. So
and
maybe it
there's a
wasn't that
ton on
successful.
eBay right now.
By the way, Chris, before you join, we started another poll. Just a quick commercial break on who's winning the rap battle. Currently, it's 52% Duck Bricks over.
All right, let's go. Yo, get the votes in. Come on, let's go. 52 only.
52%.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? It ain't fair when he plays me in a competition. Come on.
He's a smack talker on top of all of it too. Unbelievable.
I am the king who holds the crown with no opposition.
Oh, geez, Louise, he's coming
Dude, it
through.
reminds me of like the Conor McGregor Manny Pacquiao tour when Conor was just throwing shots left and right.
So, all right. So, I mean, that's kind of we're kind of speed running through this. If you were to recommend a quintessential Bionicle, if you're bi-curious, so to speak,
Yes.
what would you recommend is a good? Is there something that's around $50 that you can get sealed, or something around that range that you would just say like, hey, you want to dip the foot in the pool, grab this, and you'll have a good time, and you'll kind of get the gist of what it's about? What would you recommend?
Honestly, I wouldn't even say. I'd say spend no money at all and play the Madanui online game, which you can play on this website called Biomedia Project. It's the game that introduced a lot of people to the story of Bionicle, and it's available to play for free online. Honestly, I would say if you are bi-curious, soon to be bi-furious that you don't own any Bionicle sets, play the Madanui online game.
That's so funny.
And yet, to shout out this website, it literally to my knowledge, it has any media. If you go to the web, back to the web games.
Web games, that's the photo.
Okay.
Is it? I thought it was available.
So that one you can download it. It's not that one, the very first one. See the Madanui online game.
Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
So literally,
this is the earliest we've ever gotten on ACOB. This is fantastic.
Sean, if you have not played this, if you have not even tried it, by the next time I'm on call, I'm going to be very disappointed.
All right, I'll give it a whirl. But look, can we go back to?
We got to get Sean a Bionicle just so we can have one.
I know. Yeah. I feel like
I want to have a little. I want to have a little taste here. So with that said, I respect this. This is a good resource. You can learn stuff, but look, we're here to collect like physical products. So
all right.
I'm going to double down on my question. What do you think is is 50 enough to give you a taste? Like I'm talking.
I don't think, in my opinion, if you're just trying to get a taste, don't go sealed. There's really there's no reason to go sealed.
Okay.
Growing up, my favorite theme that I never got as a kid until 20 years later.
Oh, I love those ones.
Was the Rakshi, which is when they first invented knees.
Yes.
Or utilized knees, I should say. Just
was it Lego or in the story? They're like, we have knees now. Like
Lego.
Just Lego, yeah.
So just the posability and the fierceness. These guys they were so tall compared to the Toa.
The sons of Makuta.
Them next to each other. So tall, so just evil looking. And then of course they did have I believe this is considered pearl. Yeah, so they were all pearl colored, which is a nice touch that they added.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And then they all came with this little krata.
Oh yeah, it's like a little earth or like a little gummy worm back there.
So I guess another way to put this is, I mean, the sizes, shapes, characters, the masks, they all have their own certain appeal. Maybe the best way to do it is go on to eBay and search Bionicle, and if something's speaking to you and you have the resources, pull trigger and grab one. But what would you say like for a figure like that?
15
Okay.
15 to 25 all in taxes and shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 to 25 is pretty accurate for that.
I feel like most of us probably could spare that if we were just
the one that Chris just pulled out a second ago. I forget what they're called, but I always just call them like the ones that can roll up into a ball.
These ones are pretty crazy because
I love
this
those.
was for a while one of the best-selling toys
in the world. Not best-selling Lego toys. This was one of the best-selling toys ever. Where it was like, I think the ratio of like, it was 80% of kids like had a Borak, which is like insane if you think about it. Like
Crazy.
and it was in a certain country, and it was either in the US or in Germany or something. But the cool thing about the Borak is they could like unfurl out. So you've got the limbs, there are these beetle-like characters. You could cause them to like last forwards. So you have like a rubber band striking action to them. They had these little masks
like,
inside of them. The Krana. So those could be used to infect the heroes if you put the masks on their faces. So they came with their own individual masks.
Yep.
The lore behind them is crazy because these are actually the same species as like the McDonald's Happy Meal toys, but forcibly
like-
evolved into
Yeah.
these
Talk
cleansing
about
creatures.
dark, man. Talk about
Yeah.
dark.
But it's
What in the
very
world?
cool. The Borak, and they're pretty cheap too. Like, how much would you say? Like $5-10 even, like used?
Oh yeah, if you got them used without the canister, 10.
Now,
Yeah,
I'd say,
probably
yeah,
10.
since
Now,
those
if you're
were such
looking
an
for
odd,
like a really good build,
what did the
Maximus
canister
and
look like for
Spinax,
those ones?
highly recommend. It's gonna put you a little over 50, but get Maximus and Spinax. That one's awesome.
Oh, I don't know if he's closer to 100 nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, but so good, so good. So back to the Borak. One of the coolest things for me about those was their canister.
Dude,
How they would
okay.
literally hang like upside down like a bat
Yeah.
in their canister. It was so like eerie.
Brent's gonna go get him one of those.
I
So
I
you could
would
literally
love to
pull it
find
out of the
one.
canister.
I'm only buying Bionicle at Brick World this year. I'm kidding.
Dude, like no joke.
I'll go in on one. I'll go with you, Brent. We'll get one. That's pretty cool stuff. And I guess okay. We've talked about packaging a lot recently. We talked about it a little bit ago with Chris. I think to me that is a standout decision that they made. That packaging is iconic in and of itself. And CPA, you mentioned getting it with the packaging which sealed sets are always more, but I feel like it's a lot more meaningful with Bionicle, right? Because I think the purists want to have, like Chris, if there's something you'd collect packaging for, I think that would be one of them. You're not a packaging guy at all, really.
I'm trying to get all of them because they also played a part in the story. Like they're kind of like their transport pods.
Yeah.
So they would like shoot up into the sky in the atmosphere, like kind of like rockets, and then they would use these to transport themselves. So these are actually part of the story as well, that they literally like use.
They thought of everything, these people.
It's honestly some of the best Lego packaging ever, because it's not just packaging, it's a part of the lore. And then it's not just lore, it's you can store your pieces in there.
Sealed and signed.
Sealed and signed. I got the full set sealed and signed.
Oh no, dude, you're killing me. You're killing me. That's like $2,000 right there.
Heat.
Dude, I'm never letting these go.
Absolute heat.
And the really cool thing is that these are actually, if you kind of look, they kind of look like pills. And that's because these were the whole origin of Bionicle was because Christian Faber was going through a sickness that he wasn't sure if he was going to recover from, and he saw himself like his body was the world that Bionicle set in, and the heroes were like the pills he was taking. So they literally are pill shaped because he was like, these are the hero, like these are the warriors fighting in my body when I take my medication.
Wow.
That's
it was
crazy.
it was an absolute perfect storm of Lego needing someone. He actually, I didn't know how involved he was with Lego before, which obviously makes perfect sense.
He was it was crazy how much he did. I mean, he's behind Lego Star Wars as well. All the Star Wars fans and Bionicle fans are at each other's throats, and it's the same dude behind both of them. Like it's
pulling that.
All right. Well, geez, this is a good intro to it.
Part 2 coming soon to an ACOB.
We can do a part 2, Chris, and we can and CPA. We can talk about how to shape it. We'll have different segments lined up. But I just kind of wanted to get a good intro, and I feel like, look, Girth Gang hung out. They took it in. I'm sure some of them have varying knowledges from 0 to elite, but I think everybody enjoyed learning something tonight on Bionicle. Obviously, not enough to be covered in a 45 or 1 hour segment.
Thanks for having me on and as a guest.
9 hours of stuff.
Great to meet you.
Of course.
Chris, we're about to jump into weekly pickups.
I probably got to
have...
get going, but this was a ton of fun.
Oh, okay. You got to run. Okay. All right, buddy.
But thanks for having me on. And also, Sean, what's it going to take for you to watch the 9-hour lore video live without breaks on ACOB? What's it going to take? I'll do it with you.
We talked about charity. I think if we could do now, let me ask you this, and then you can run. If I watch that cold, can I watch it cold, or would I need to know a little bit about it to get more
100%
value?
cold.
You can watch a lot. A lot of my friends have watched it cold. My ex watched it cold. Maybe that's why she's my ex. But it's possible to watch it cold.
Oh my god!
We should do a stream. Watch Sean watch the 9-hour video. And I feel like we talked about charity earlier. For me to do that, and by the way, for me to do 9 hours of anything, even if I absolutely love it, will be tough. Not saying I wouldn't love that, but you see where I'm headed.
By hour 2, you would not.
Why don't we put something together? I could do running commentary. Perhaps Chris, you show up for an hour. We could have different guests. Ooh, wait a minute. Brent,
this could be so. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Okay.
This could be a fun event.
I like where your head's at. We've never gone long. I've been thinking of doing something stunty like that. That could be interesting. Sean, ACOB watches the 9-hour Bionicle video.
Just bring a notebook because there will
be
kids.
We'll watch it for the kids.
And let me quiz you at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
There'll be a test at the end to see how well you did.
All right, sounds good. All right, get back to work, dude. Thank you for your time, brother.
I'll see you, man. Of course. Sorry, I got to go back to other meetings, but this was
do your
super
thing.
fun. Thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Nice to meet you.
There he is, Duck Bricks again. And by the way, guys, that was supposed to be a 5-minute pop-in. That's what I tempted him with, but I knew once he got rolling. I like how he bailed on weekly pickups. He's like, I literally don't have that much time to show you my
legend.
I'm gonna grab my stuff. If you guys want to get rolling, I'm just gonna go off cam for a sec. I got a couple little juicy boys.
I was about to go pee, but I'll hold it for a second. And yeah, I don't have. Well, I mean, I don't have any weekly. I was gonna grab my weekly pickups and go to the bathroom. So, CP, if you want to start with your weekly pickups,
yeah. So I've just got. I mean, kind of a perfect segue from the whole thing, just because.
Perfect.
Surprise, surprise! It's a Bionicle thing. So of late, I've kind of got into collecting. In 2001, Bionicle, surprise, had
trading
cards for a game called Quest for the Masks. So these are first edition trading card booster pack with 9 cards in here. There's one foil. There's at least one foil hollow card.
You cracking that live on the stream right now?
Oh man!
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
So I mean, I shouldn't be too picky because I picked up.
Bro, so I've actually been talking to somebody recently about some Lego trading cards, and they got some of those too. So I'm probably gonna be getting some of those too.
Like they're not cheap. These bad boys are not cheap, and so before they kind of take the world by storm, I made sure to pick up a lot. So
nice, dude.
You can buy enough open packs where I think for the time being I'm just going to keep these sealed because I mean the way I see it is you open a pack and what are you going to do with it now? It's going to go in some desk somewhere. So
80% of the 90% of the value is lost in it not being sealed. That makes sense.
Yep. And I could just buy the generic cards used anyways for pretty cheap. So
so you got the Bionicle cards. Any other pickups this week?
I don't think so. No, I've been a little dry lately, but I've got
the bathroom really quick.
Yep, do your thing, Brent.
I might have a big Bionicle haul in the next week or so. So surprise, surprise. I have
check that out over on Lego CPA. I'm sure you'll do a stream for it.
I have pretty much stopped buying retail Lego just because compared to recollecting all the Bionicle that I want, it just doesn't interest me as much anymore.
It brings you more joy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were part of this.
The
Piranha Plant debacle. You guys here we attempted to do a group live buy of what was the name of this place? We're gonna name them.
Boston Novelties LLC.
Boston Novelties listed the Piranha plant for $27 or something like that. A lot of us bought them. Again, feel bad that we were kind of the source, but it was fun. It made sense. No one knew. Said shipped and sold, or shipped by Amazon, which usually means they actually have the inventory in their warehouse. I don't know what happened there. That being said, I didn't get mine CPA, but I did end up buying one because I'm like, I lived without it long enough. There hasn't been a sale on this. I did go FPJ, but I was really looking forward to it. And it was, I think it was the day or before when we all knew we were getting our refunds. I was like, I looked at it and lied to myself and was like, I got my 30 back on that scam. All right, I'll throw in the other 30. I know
it's only $30.
I know it's going to go on sale, but like, I want to put this on my desk. I've been holding out long enough. I've loved it from the moment I saw it, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And then finally, you got this boy right here.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on your story.
Yeah, so this one was interesting. Target. So you've got Stud City running around buying up everything on clearance. I'm not saying this is will work for everybody or whatever, your mileage may vary and all that stuff, but he had several pictures of different locations having this set on sale for $99 at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just was like, I'll try it. If they say no, whatever. But I did. I took it up. I'm like, hey, this is at Walmart for $99. And usually they go to the website or whatever. They looked at the picture, looked at the set, boop, boop, boop. $99
at Target.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
So they did a price match there, so that was pretty cool. But that was it. Yeah. No, I mean lately, I mean, Jan 1st, I did some damage. Feb was pretty slow. None of the new stuff really kind of scratched the itch, but certainly March 1st, we'll be dropping some coin on
March is going to go
hard. So Brent, any weekly pickups for you, sir? What you missed was I went ahead and did get the Piranha plant because I was teased by not getting the one we all ordered.
So, oh yeah, I forgot about that
whole live buy thing. I was so salty about it. So I got that, and I got the Coruscant ship, which was a bit on the list, but I always said like I'm just waiting because they always do go on sale, But this one, I will say this, that was a clearance, and those are on an individual store basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, boys, but I haven't seen this even get a 20% Tony yet on this one.
Nope,
20% Tony,
nothing.
Oh man.
Brent, what did you pick up? How many Pokey cards did you get this week?
I mean, so for me, like I went on my cruise and then I got back and I have a wedding, I have a rehearsal tomorrow and a wedding Saturday. So I'm going to be in a wedding and the tux for that thing wasn't cheap. So let's just say I could have bought a girthy set for what I had to pay for this tux rental. But it's all good. Bachelor party didn't have to pay anything for that. Nice. So, shout out to Blackie. It's Hudson's dad's nickname for coming through on that. They definitely don't listen to this. But yeah, no. So I've been post vacay recovering and then having to save for, catch up on bills, have money for this tux rental. So yeah, haven't bought any Lego, but I have been building some. So my wife and I built the tiny plants. So those were cool. We're building the flat birds that hang up on the wall.
Nice.
So I'm getting some building in. Haven't bought anything, but I did, just to make it real quick, because I know not many of you care, but I did pull the most rare card out of a particular Pokemon set, and it is a Charizard, and it's worth $120, and it looks like this, and it's awesome.
Wow.
There you go. There's some crossover. There's people who ride for the Pokemon.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, like I really wish Pokemon, or I really wish Lego could do something like this, but they can't. Oh, I'll show this just because I don't know if CPA saw it, but this was the last brick building thing I bought on the cruise ship.
Nice.
Royal Caribbean.
That's hilarious.
Brick model here.
That's funny.
Go.
Oh, excuse me. But yeah, no, guys, I mean, I miss buying Lego. I really do. I've been laying
You've had
low.
other stuff going on. It's all right.
But I've had, it's kind of been my mentality though to just go crazy when clearance season rolls around, like the week before, after, during Brick World Chicago. So no, but I'll probably be picking up at least a couple.
You
March
go
1st.
pretty nuts during Brick World Week, so I like that strategy.
Oh yeah. So
Makes sense.
and like Pokemon cards, man, like it's going on a little Target run or a Walm's run. You can toss a couple in the cart and spend like $10, and it's a me and my daughter thing too. So it's like she's into it. So
Yeah, no, that's cool. It makes sense. I like razzing you about it, but I know.
Dude, okay, shout out to JP Collects. He said W pull. I know, man. I know. It's crazy. I pulled it out of a binder collection that was like a binder and just 4 packs. There
Wow.
it was. She's a beauty.
I don't see myself hitting that price point for May 4th. Nothing Star Wars I really want besides a Darth Malik figure. I'm not dropping 100 euros for that R2. Yeah, no, I mean that figure is, I'm sure we know there's some already out there, but I think that thing definitely settles into half the set's value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after that's gonna be a $40 or $50 fig, probably
So-
right out of it. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to. So again, shout out to JP Collects. Clearly, he's here for the Lego, but he recognized a Pokemon card. I think obviously we're deep run. This definitely be a GWP topic, or maybe I might just put a YouTube video out. I do have a channel; it does exist, but I think the comparison of like a $50 Pokemon product and like a $50 Lego product, because like there are things that each company does better than the other. They also both have flaws that are very similar, coming down to quality control and things like that. Like,
Yeah,
sure, you get misprinted or like, crappy Lego scratched up pieces or whatever, like a scratched up cockpit piece. Same thing happens with Pokemon, dude. You can pull a really sick card, but it just looks like shit. So yeah, I don't know. I think the idea, I've looked it up on YouTube. No one's done like a Pokemon versus Lego thing. So I don't know. It could be cool. So for all you that are out there that are into both hobbies, let me know. Throw me a comment somewhere and tell me what you think.
There you go. I think you should just do it, Brent. That'd be a good video, good commentary video.
Yeah, I mean the commentary video / like experiment. Like I would buy a $50 Lego set and $50 Pokemon product or whatever it may be, and just kind of compare the value, experience, overall thoughts on all that. It's interesting because like with it depends, man. Because Lego, what you're getting, which could be a good thing, but also it's like a pleasant surprise out of it. It depends. There's a lot of variables. I won't get too deep into it.
Well, we'd love to see another video on the channel. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary when Brick World comes. So
I know
the vlog.
The Brick World. Hey, listen,
now. I think you should. Yeah, I think
the Brick World vlogs are deaf because I said the same thing last year. If I don't put out the Brick World vlogs I was sitting on, if I didn't have like put them out before Brick World last year, they would have been complete, like just scrap them, because at least if I put them out in the coming months leading up to Brick World, plays into the hype, gets people kind of excited.
Yeah. And I still have our stuff too. Maybe we could combo it out. I still have mine. I started it, and then I just kind of was like life and all that stuff. All right, boys, we're gonna wrap. But before we do, as promised, we will drop a juicy nug on everybody. Update on the programming for next week. So ACOB is going to run from 9 to 11 p.m. next week.
Real quick, shout out to Max, man. We miss you.
Oh, Max, West Coast Bricks.
We freaking miss you, buddy.
We miss Max, dude. We see you're hitting it hard in the gym, though. So keep up.
Max, we need to play some MLB The Show for old time's sake, and just so we can chat. Anyway, sorry.
Hit that like button, guys. Get ready. We are going to share You know what? I said I wasn't gonna do it, I think, but we're gonna share a visual nug for the boys. If you're with us still and you sat through Bionicle, if it doesn't interest you or it did, either way,
Sparked an interest.
you've earned a nug. Even
if you don't care about Bionicle
and you
at
sat
all,
through
and you
this,
sat through all
like,
that, you
you
deserve
earned
this nug.
So that being said, guys, yeah. So the way it's going to work next week, we'll have our ACOB show. Ryan will be a guest, like I mentioned. We are going to talk through the March 1st releases. Certainly Star Wars, but maybe it'd be fun to get his thoughts on some of the other stuff. A lot of you guys may or may not know this. He does actually buy other stuff too besides Star Wars. Well, I guess you see it on his review videos and stuff. But then we're gonna do something we've never done. We're going to switch from the ACOB stream. This is still in the works. Should say potentially switch streams and bring the gang over to another channel for a very, very special drop that's going to come out just before everybody's shipping the cards for March 1st purchases. And that will be for our very next collab with Brick Shell Cases. We got to get the hype music going for this. Guys, we're going to give you a taste, a little corner of the nug here. But here's the first ever public appearance of the next collaboration with Brick Shell Cases. We're going to remove ourselves here. There you
I
go.
was like saying stuff, and I'm like, they probably can't
Yeah,
do it
well, I had
anymore.
to full screen it. It was a backdrop. So there you go. There's your hint. Really cool stuff. We might as well put this as the backdrop now. But oh yeah, look, it shows up right there. But if you guys take a look at what's going on there, it doesn't take a genius to figure out this collaboration just got plussed up to the next degree. This one we're doing with Brick Shell and M&R Productions, and you can kind of see, if you're sleuthy, what's going on there. A couple of you guys may or may not have accurately predicted what's going on. We will certainly tell you everything before we go into the launch. There will be a launch edition with a limited amount of pieces. We'll get you all the info on that. We'll get you the pricing. Just know it is going to be less than the box of Bois, and it's going to be very relevant to this date of March 1st. That's why we're wanting to get it out just before.
So Jake's bricks and picks, you won't have to set. Obviously, the last box of Bois was $66. This will be cheaper. So how many? I think maybe he's asking how many we're gonna make.
There will be more of these for a couple of reasons. Due to the success and the relatively quick sellout of the box of Bois, and then obviously having those two letters next to our name on that with an and in the middle, we think this one's going to be pretty sought after. So there will be more. We'll get into that. Pricing will be less. Would it cause a problem to put the price out now?
Nah, leave them guessing.
Yeah, it's going to be less. I mean, you guys know it's going to be less than $60.
It'll be $65.
Yeah, I wouldn't make that statement unless it was a decent deal less.
It'll be $65.99.
Yeah. So there's your nug. We will share more on the socials. Certainly, you'll see the whole enchilada next week. We'll be hyping March 1st. We'll be hyping this drop for us, and then we are going to be potentially doing something really, really special for the launch itself. So,
but it's almost like if you blurred that a little bit, you could like do like a Falcon style leak.
Well, it's funny because
What
I was
is
going to
this?
say somebody got this from Mexico, but that's not where Brickshell's factory is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I was like, we can't mess with the lore there too much.
Right.
So less than 66, more than 25. Yes, I'll give you that, Cooper. It'll be less than 66 and more than 25.
Still
So.
could be 65.99. Shout out to KU.
Big shout out to KU. Shout out to Papa Rex. ACOB's first IP. Well, no, we had the box of boys. I mean, that was our.
Yeah.
I mean, that's IP in and of itself, just the
Yeah.
term. But wait till you guys see. I think some of you guys know what's going on, but the main thing is like wait till you see this bad boy. It's we've been working behind the scenes to bring you guys something awesome. And if you were part of the box of boys drop and you've already got that, opened it and enjoy it, we don't even need to get into the it's soon to be legendary quality of Brickshell cases. As far as I know, Ryan hasn't aligned formally with any other case company. So I mean, you guys know it's the real deal. So
well, I mean, dude, last week we kind of did our first like deep dive into like the rest of their products, and dude, Duck was losing his mind at. They have a display case that fits like 20 Speed Champs in it, and it hangs up on the wall, and it looks
That's crazy.
sick. It's dope. They literally
so
are.
we will. I'm getting some messages now from the Brickshell team. We will have much more detail. There's going to be, we should probably. I don't know if a full FAQ is needed on it, but like, we're gonna get you all the information you need as far as availability, when you'll get them, all that stuff, shipping, all that stuff. So we'll have all that cleaned up. This is something we've talked about for a while, but you guys know, like as we're learning more information about things, it's taken some time to put together. I don't want to give away everything that's in the sausage, so to speak, that makes the sausage. But this is gonna be a hell of a sausage. I'm very excited about it. So, but yeah, look for more leaks on socials this week. You'll get the full, like I said, you get the full reveal next week. We'll hype it. We'll give everybody plenty of time to get their selves together if they want to pick one up. I highly recommend you do. The other one you guys saw went out in a little less than 4 days. We will have more quantities, but I think with who involved, this one's going to move even brisker. So. There you go. I hope your loners are raging right now.
Hoarder knows what's up.
Hoarder knows. It's loner time, baby. All right. So that's it for tonight. We will see you guys right here next week. I want to thank CPA for coming on and loaning his wisdom. I wanted to have you on anyway, and I was like, we do these shows from time to time that are a departure from the usual nonsense and hijinks where we can all learn something. We've done it with Ninjago. What else have we done, Brent? Is this
Speed
it?
Champs, you could say Speed Champs and Ninjago. We've done some like
we went hard on
modular stuff,
Yeah.
Monkey Kid stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've centraled an entire show around Friends, but we have shown Friends a lot of love.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
We may have done like a city dive for one of their big drops, maybe, but yeah, we mix it up.
We mix it up.
Good mix, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little mix. So we'll see you guys here next week.
Yes,
Get hype. Next week is going to be like one of those balls to the wall ACOB classics. I'll tell you, it's going to be phenomenal. So, yeah,
We can get Ryan's take old Duck first M&R. That'll be fun.
hey, and Duck's been on 2 weeks in a row. Does he show up early next week and
Right.
continue to sizzle the beef? We'll find out. So, for Brent from Brent Bricks, for that Lego CPA who's working like a maniac, who took time to hang with us, we got some killer shades on.
Got to put in some hours after this.
There you go.
Okay.
This has been Sean the Right Way, and this show that we bring you each and every week has been a couple of brickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you right here next week. It's going to be a freaking E4. We're elevating it to E4, not just a heater. See you right here next week. Peace.